over here, we're in the home screen of M2. You guys should have this screen up in front of you. For some of our newcomers and for some of the old guys, your screen might be a little bit different if you're using a different software, but all in the same. Your colors are different, your logos are different. But with our software, here's what happens. I always go over this three-piece part over here. This is your name, your username, your email address, and general attacks. A general attack is like a token. You have to pay the AI. So to pay the AI, you have to use a token. And in this sense, every time you use a token, the AI will generate something for you. It'll generate an unlimited amount of letters and an unlimited amount of pages for your entire credit report, for a dispute for your entire credit report. But guys, I wanna let you guys know that you cannot have fat finger technique, as Dre would say it. Fat finger technique is hitting a button and not filling out the information correctly. So we're gonna go into that in the next section, but I just wanted everybody to see this over here. Besides Nisha and Esmeralda, have you guys purchased the software or you just registered?
I just registered.
Beautiful.
I'm
Don't
in it
purchase
now.
don't
Okay.
purchase anything yet. Perfect.
Okay.
Esmeralda, did you purchase or register?
No, just registered. To the.
Perfect. We're gonna go over exact everything now. I'm gonna go over the pricing section so you guys understand that. Fantastic. So the reason that I asked this lovely question is this plan over here, we tell everybody in our community not to buy this plan. This plan is a money grab by the developers. We don't like money grabs. Do not buy this plan. It is not good. It is garbage, right? And I say that, with all due respect to everybody over here, it is garbage. It is $97. Everybody think that that's a good thing, right? It is $97 and you're only able to get one token. Does that make sense? How I broke that down? This is
Yes.
$147. This is 4 tokens. So 1 token is $97. You tell me if I spend $50 more, I get 4 tokens? Don't work like that. Let me break it down for you guys. An individual token costs $40. Here it is. There it is right there. Individual token costs $40. So because it costs $40, does everybody understand why I said do not buy this package? That makes sense. Nisha and Esmeralda. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
It does a lot of sense.
So now, that's why I said it's a money grab from the developers, not from us. We prefer these 2 packages. Right, these 2 packages because you can service 2 people on this package and you can serve 2+ people on this package. Now, when you guys start rocking and rolling and start to get bigger, this one's going to be about 10 people. This is going to be about 15 people. And this is going to be about 50 people. So if you guys decide to do credit repair for other people, this is the breakdown of the packages, but these are the packages. This comes out to like $36 a GA. This is $27 a GA. This is 17, 13, and then 10. That's broken down on what the cost price of each of them is. Excuse me. So that's how that'll work. We really like what's going on over here, and we like what we're doing. And these are the 2 best packages, honestly, and this will get you rocking and rolling. So Dre would come in and tell you right now, if you're in the community, we want you guys to get any of these packages. So if you're gonna work on yourself and you learn how to do it, then you're gonna take the other 3 GAs that you have, and you're gonna go sell those 3 GAs to somebody you're gonna work to fix their credit. You don't need results to fix somebody's credit. You don't need results to fix somebody's credit. What you need is to have the software do everything for you, and do all the stuff that you need to do to get this job done and get it done correctly. So, and then this one is $197 a month, which this will give you, say you're doing you, a spouse, a brother, a sister, significant other, a parent, whatever. If you do this one, say you're doing 3 people or 4 people, this will give you the opportunity to do a total of 8. But if you don't do a total of 8 and say you have a couple of mess ups, it'll give you that opportunity. That's why we tell you guys this one, because it's fat finger technique. So let me get into the fat finger technique. Does everybody understand this so far? Why we don't want the whatchamacallit?
Yes.
Okay, or why we
Yes.
don't want the iron package? Awesome. All right, let's go over here. Let's get to manage all users. This is where you guys are going to add your information. So the 2 of you, do your IDs match the address where you currently live now, or do you live at a separate address than what's on your ID?
Separate address.
Separate address.
Separate address than where you currently live. Beautiful. So this is where I can break that down a lot easier. So I'm going to draw a box. It'll make sense in a second. So my first box that I'm going to draw is going to be blue. That's going to be your ID box. This is the information that you fill out based upon your ID is everything in this box. ID, okay? Or passport, or PP, okay? Or passport, right? The next box is going to be filled out by your social security card or W-2, right? SSC dash W-2. Cool? All right. Last but not least, this is going to be the street address. It's filled out by your proof of address. Okay. And that is a utility bill, bank statement, or anything that comes through the mail that is not a credit card statement. We're going to do that here. So this will be proof of address, POA. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Awesome. Just to reiterate this one more time for anybody that's watching the video, okay? ID is going to be the first level of your ID over here. Your social security. If your address does not match your ID, then you're going to use your POA's address and you're going to put it verbatim. And I want to make sure that everybody understands what I mean by verbatim over here. If you live on Southwest Street, apartment 5B, right? We're going to do Smith Southwest Street, apartment 5B. You're going to actually write. Hold on, let me get my little drawing pencil off. Smith. Oops, hold on. Southwest, hold on. Southwest Smith Street, APT, if it's how it's spelled, or we could do apartment 3B. Make sense? I know I spelled that wrong, but just make sense?
Yes.
Alex,
Yeah, what's up?
I got a question,
Yeah.
right?
Go for it.
Now when you know how we have a onboarding link that we can send someone?
Mm-hmm. Right here. Hold on, give me 1 second, Anthony. Everybody that's going over here, once you fill this out, hit save at the bottom, and then I'll show you where it takes you. Go for it, Anthony.
When you
Now-
send someone the onboarding link, are they filling out this portion?
There, I'll show you
Yeah.
what they're filling out. So when you're sending them the onboarding link, right? Go over here into tab. When they come in, they go over here, they have to register their information. So they're filling out this basic information first. After they fill out this basic information,
Right.
then they will be pulled into their portal. When they're pulled into their portal, they can fill out the rest of the information. I don't trust this onboarding link, personally. I don't trust it. I think it only gives half data. So what I would suggest is get a Jot form or Cognito form. Okay. I use Jot form at the office. I used to use Cognito form back in the day. Okay. Cognito form is a form, just a regular form. Build out the form based upon what the file is looking for. I'll go back over here. What the file is looking for. So if it's looking for all this data,
Mhm.
you want to build all this data out into it. First name, last name, date of birth, social security number, all that stuff. Yeah. It's a little bit of a biatch, but it's worth it. Because when you're doing it, you know that they're gonna upload all the information into the documentation correct. Put the credit monitoring, we get all that stuff there. So you know when they fill it out, you know that everything has been correct. What is 90? Where do 99% of the problems happen in this software? I'll tell you exactly where it happens. People filling it out for themselves, and the user not going in and taking a look at it and figuring out did they do it correctly. Oh well, they filled it out.
Well, that-
Literally, I'll tell you something. V tells me, tells me, she gets people all the time complaining that they wasted a GA. This is the truth. They wasted a GA because their client filled it out. She goes, I can't help you. It's your job to go review what your client filled out.
Well, that's what that was the next question. I was going to be like, if you send them that onboarding link and I guess they fill this out, you have to go and go over
Manage.
the information, and then just like you're telling us now, make sure and make any changes, right? Make sure
Mhm.
everything is spelled out.
And
And how do you know that if you send them the link, how do you know when they filled it out?
Oh, it'll pop up over here.
Okay.
It'll pop up. Just you see how you know what? Here, Anthony, do me a favor. I'm gonna send you the onboarding link. Let's go over it with you. Use a separate email address. If anybody wants to test this out and understand how this works and what the software is working, I'm gonna put it into the old chat. Okay. Meeting group chat. I'm gonna put the onboarding link for the software right now. Go test it out. Fill out your information. I'll give everybody 2 minutes. You know what? I'll pause and go to the restroom. I'll come right back. Okay?
All right.
Oop, my camera went away from me. All right. So, how many people finished that? Let's see. I can tell right here. All right. So perfect. See how that you guys have done that? So now I have you guys here on the screen. So I'm not gonna pull your data up. Well, Anthony, you've been here for a while, so I'll go over here with this. You see all the missing data that you have that you didn't fill out?
Yeah.
So now it's my job to go inside and go get your date of birth, get your, and I'm not pulling any of the other stuff up. Get your street address, get your city, state, all that stuff. Get your credit monitor and get all that stuff. That's why I said it's unreliable when you're doing it this way. Oh, I filled it out. No, you didn't. Then this is where we run into an error of wasting a GA because you said you filled it out, but it's got nothing to work with. It's got no credit report. It's got nothing. Make sense?
Yeah, but that's on you. If you go in there and look, you can see it's not complete.
I'm with you 110%, but how many people are going to go in there and look? How many people who are not in this class right now are going to go in there and look? Your
None.
comment was enough. And Nisha, you're right. None. If you're not in this class right now, nobody's going to think to go in there and look at that because there's no requirements in the asterisks. And when I told them to put requirements, they didn't want to. Because then they said, well, it bogs the system down and people don't fill it out. No shit. No shit. I don't want to deal with somebody who's not going to fill it out. I don't. My whole job is to get this done. Oh, oops. You know when today's one of those days, right? I'm like, today's one of those days. I forgot to get my assistant in the room. She just texted me. She goes, do we not have class today? Oops. Today is one of those days. But that's the key and case in point. Is what I'm trying to tell everybody. It's like, we're coming over here and handling this. We're coming over here and trying to do this as quickly as possible. But we're not going to be able to do this as quickly as possible if we don't look at the data. So Nisha Esmeralda, this was perfect. This is a perfect explanation of what happens with a client. This is what happens even with you. Like, oh, I thought I filled everything out okay, and you didn't. This is all missing data that you need to edit out. So now, let me show you what a good file looks like. So now when we go over here, here's what a good file looks like. So now this is a sample file, so it has all fake data, so we don't have to worry about anything. Okay? But here's what it looks like. And now I'm going to show you why I said to follow it the way that I told you to follow. So on the ID over here, this person lives in Oklahoma, right? His name, Nick Sample 01/12/1967. So I follow this because Oklahoma is not where his proof of address is. His proof of address is in the state of New York. So let's go over here. Let's fill it out. Nick Samples 01/12/1967. Social Security number. All 000 dash whatever because it's a placeholder. It's not a real Social Security number. I have to put a 1 because I'm sorry, the zeros was taken in the software. The phone number 1-888-555-5555 was just the phone number. Doesn't make a difference if for us it doesn't have a phone number. It's for you guys. Now I'm gonna zoom in as much as I can over here to show you guys the credit report. I think I have to zoom into 500. So bear with me 1 second while I go to 500. Let's try 400. Okay, and we'll come back. So look at the proof of address over here. The proof of address says 25-257 Pearl Street, New York, 10038. Can everybody see that? I know it's small, but can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, perfect.
Now, do they have to have the full bill, the picture of the full bill?
Always tell you bank ready documents. You've been working with me, Aunt. Bank ready documents. Always good to have the full picture of the bill because it's easy to get the full picture of the bill. They go to the software, download not the software. They go to the website. They download the PDF of the bill and they take the first page. They take the first page. All you need is the first page, and it usually has everything. Anthony, you looking at me like you crazy. Hold on. Oh
No,
my God. You looking at me like, boy, just went so fast.
no.
Like, let's go. Let's go back down to 200 over here. Does anybody want to see how to get a proper POA? Because I know Anthony's face said no. Just no.
I'm saying because if they send you a utility bill, it just has to be a picture of the whole bill, right?
Yeah,
Not just the address.
Yeah. Well, so V tells me sometimes it's okay to put just the bottom of the bill. I don't like the bottom of the bill. I want the full bill. There she is. There she is speaking. There she is. She's speaking. So I feel good. V, do you hear me?
Yes.
V, why do we want to put a, because we were talking about this yesterday, so this is awesome that you just showed up. Why do we want to put just the picture of the bottom of the bill? Why do we not want to put the full bill?
Well, for me, they don't need to see all the information. All
Okay,
they need is the proof of address document,
but would
or
it be
just the address and the name.
perfect? Okay. So, question for you, but wouldn't it be more proof of address if it has the whole document? I was told differently. That's why I was like, I'm going with you in the same thing. So conflicted data. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page.
So for me, like how you see this bottom portion, it has the
Yeah.
the name of the company and all that stuff.
Yeah. Hold on.
That
I'll
was
download it.
enough because I know a lot of the information, like account numbers, if they use a bank statement or stuff like that. Like that's just something that the bureaus do not need to have. So for
Yes.
me, I'm like, if you just crop out the bottom portion, it's worked. But you have connections with the inside people.
I hate it.
that's-
So do you. But at the end of the day, I'm going back from the old school way, the way that I was told how to do it when we were setting all this stuff up. So she's saying, guys, and just for everybody who's new, V is actually a part of the software. So she comes over here and she watches me go through some of the crazy stuff. That's why the Friday classes are the crazy class. But what we're talking about in the stuff over here is this bill, the way that I was taught was back in the days you go full bill because it's the full bill. It's a utility bill. They don't care. But at the same time, she's right with the bank statement. Somebody might feel a little iffy. Now, I've had no problems with it. I've never had a turn back with a bank statement. I have had turn backs with these lower pieces over here, but again, I wouldn't see why something like this, the way that it's leveled out, wouldn't work either. So we could do a little bit of both. Uh, if anybody wants me to show you how to pull a bill, tell me. I'll do it right now. I'll pull a T-Mobile statement. Just so you guys can see, because T-Mobile works. Phones work. T-Mobile, Comcast, Xfinity. What else is out there? I know Verizon on the East Coast is out there. You have all these different companies, all these different, and then you have your water companies and things like that you can pull as well. But this is the main piece over here. What we're talking about right here, right now, is the 25-257 Pearl Street, New York, New York. This is the follow over here, and this goes Nisha and Esmeralda. This goes for you guys. You see how I filled that in? I did not use the Oklahoma address because he don't no longer live there. The proof of address states where he lives, and that's the New York, New York address. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Perfect, 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 perfect. And then we fill out the rest of the data to add the credit report like this, because we click save. To add the credit report like this, we fill in the credit report, the username, which is normally the email address and password for the client. And then we hit save. The system will auto pull it. And then it will come down here. So now I've uploaded all the documents. And the document upload looks like this. You just click on it, and then you can just click, oh, perfect. See? Looks something like that. And then, oops. Close the pop up. That's what the document upload looks like. You fill that out. Now, when I do a document, I keep forgetting to say this. When I do a document, guys, when I save these documents, I'm gonna save every single person in here a headache right now. Put the first name and the last name of the client. Put ID if it's in the ID holder, placeholder. Put first name and last name of the client, SSC if it's in the SSC holder, and first name, last name, POA if it's in the proof of address. Why? When it comes to the dispute section and we're trying to figure out what the name of the document is, right? We're not gonna know if it says image 46. It's not or IMG underscore 1782 or IMG underscore 8052. What's 8052? We don't know what that is. Yes, you could have uploaded that, but it doesn't give us a preview of it. So we know by the codex of name that we use. So rename your file for what it's going to use. It'll save you a lot of time, especially the guys who are doing this as a credit repair business. Same thing. I make a file with the folder in it. I put ID, ID or proof of information, and then I save all the stuff in there. So I know exactly what I'm picking and how I'm picking it. Now, click save over here at the bottom. Always click save. Anytime you make an address, anytime you want to leave this screen, click save. Fat finger technique that happens. Fat finger technique that happens. People come in here, they make it, and I want to show you this. Perfect. I'm going to make a change over here. I'm going to pick apartment 3B, right? I'm not going to hit save. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to go back to manage profile. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to click examples. And when I come over here and look, apartment 3B is not put. But if I come over here and put apartment 3B, and I go down and I hit save, it's going to automatically take me back to that list. I'm going to come back over here in examples. I'm going to view that, and now apartment 3B is saved. Always double check your data. And when you go through this, guys, and V will tell you, she's here now. V will tell you. All right, Lou. I got you, Lou. Thanks for coming in, buddy. V will tell you, when you come in, it's on you to check this data over here. It is on you to check this data. It's on you to go through all this data right now and make sure all this data is correct. Now we know that this data is correct now. I save one more time. Let's get ready to rock and roll and create a dispute letter. Esmeralda, Nisha, how long do you think it's going to take to create a dispute letter?
2 minutes.
I was about to say, yep, 5, not even 10, 5, 10 minutes max.
Wow. Wait, you girls, are you sure you're new?
I'm being optimistic here. Listen, I need to fix my credit.
Right, and
Okay.
I've been sitting in some of
Yeah, the classes.
classes. Yeah, it's time to execute. I'm a information hoarder. I just hoard information but don't execute. So and here we are.
Okay.
I do have a question for you because I went in to create my profile and it's saying that my social is already being in use in someone else. I guess because I put it in there.
Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Give me a second so I can remove the. And as you guys remember, I have 0001 because of the profile. So I'm actually gonna remove you out of my system. It was just for it was just for test purposes.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Okay.
when you have multiple accounts in the software in general, the whole M2 system, it's going to record that information and you're not going to be able to create a profile. So for those of you that make double profiles in your actual software, that is the reason why you'll get that code because there's information already in there.
Try again.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Problem. Anthony and Sharonda, I'm gonna remove you guys both. Let's get that. Yeah, it was just for test purposes. I wanted you guys to see how it worked. We went over the client onboarding link. I haven't done that in this class period ever.
Did you? Can you see if it's switched? So when you switch from English to Spanish, I'm
Sure.
noticing that link is still in English, and we asked for it to be switched, but I'm not sure.
Let's go over here. The link itself?
Yeah, so when you switch to Spanish, then you click to send that link.
Hold on, give me a second.
My company is up and running. My second company, like, this is crazy.
Here you
This
go.
is crazy, Car. It's gonna get real crazy real fast.
So I
No,
switched in
it's
Spanish mode?
nope.
Okay.
This
I'm
is
over
not
here
no en español.
Okay,
I
thank
can't
you.
believe I'm actually doing it. Like, I've been getting all this information, but I just been getting information now. Can you get my class, please, son? What?
Here we
Oh, yeah.
go. All right. So
Here,
now
go get
that
my
we
class.
now that we did that, now that we're going in, we're gonna actually go into the send rounds of attack. I'm gonna show you guys how easy it is. I do like one of the automated AI attacks. I'm gonna say that, and some people don't, but I do like one of them and one of them only. It is this first attack. You're gonna select your name, and this I call it the shake the tree account. Like literally, you send out a round just to shake the tree, see what comes off, see what goes on. It's usually the cheapest round you'll ever send out when it comes to either printing and doing everything because it's going to have the lowest amount of pages because they're literally just compiling everything together. And that's what happens. So this is what that maximum efficiency focus would be. Besides that, the two girls that are over here, your FICO Forge. So you click over here if you're printing with my mailing team. You do M2 FICO Forge. And that's your discount code. It'll automatically be applied as soon as you write that in the thing over here. Now, I'm going to do print to myself, and then I'm going to select do it yourself. This is where it's going to get hairy. This is where the software was changed. And in the sense that now we're going to actually turn on the AI and turn off the AI for ourselves. So I'm going to select the first round. This is the first 30 days. So I'm gonna explain this. It was brought up to me on a phone call yesterday. People don't understand this. Each of these numbers is a 30-day apart 30-day apart thing. So this is round 1 in the first 30 days. This is round 2 in the first 60 days. Round 3 in the first 90 days. 120, 150, 180, 210, 240. So each of these rounds. So if I screw up, I got a fat finger technique, right? And I screw up on round 1. I don't go to round 2 to generate that letter. I'm in the first 30 days. I'm generating the first round in 30 days. That's what it is. So doing this, I select that, and now I'm just going to click check all, make sure everything's selected, and now I'm going to count my negative items. Let the software read its negatives. We're going to go from there. Once it reads its negatives, we're going to hit high positive items. I'm doing this now just because. Click include all 3 bureaus. And then I'm going to go down to this green bar over here. Now, this green bar is what tells you what's wrong with the green circle, not green bar. What tells you what's wrong with the credit report, okay? We want to make sure that we understand everything that's going on with the credit report. So you got 1, 2, you've got all these numbers over here, but they're color coordinated. And there's a reason that they're color coordinated. They're color coordinated because they are categorized by color. So the first one is this purple color. And this purple color, number 1, at the top over here. And the type of reporting issue is personal identifier information. So Nisha and Esmeralda, I'm going to be picking on you guys today. Okay? So you guys can come off mute real quick and we're going to go over this. So
Okay,
check this out. This is number 1, right? This was personal identifier. I'm going to click on number 2. Somebody, one of you, whoever it is, both of you at the same time, doesn't matter. Tell me what number 2 is.
I'm pulling my screen up. Wait, what was the question?
So over here, here's number 1, right? Here's the first negative item. This is the type of reported issue, right? The type of reported issue is personal identifier information, right? See that on your screen?
I
Yes.
see that.
Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to click number 2. Going to tell me what it says in the box.
You said in the box?
In the box.
You clicked it?
I
Yeah,
did.
it's on the top. He clicked on it. It says number 2.
My,
All
guys,
right,
I'm seeing,
Esmeralda. I see you.
I'm trying to adjust my screen. It's like it's not. I don't know what I pushed, but it's not giving me the same view anymore. Okay. Okay. Esmeralda, what was it?
So if you look on the top of the page, of the white page that he has there,
Mm-hmm.
there's a word that says decision right next to it in the middle of that. It will be right there. So
Okay.
right in the middle of the page on the top.
Right here, guys.
Yep.
Right here.
Oh, type of reported issues.
So
Okay.
what's the type of reported issues, guys?
Public records information.
Perfect. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to number 3. What's number 3?
Inquiries.
Perfect. What's number 4?
What is it?
Inquiries.
Driver identification.
Hmm?
Is another inquiry, isn't it?
Perfect, Esmeralda. Anisha, where you getting lost? This
I
box
was
right
about to
here.
ask you all. Okay,
Right here.
my
This box.
screen, my screen.
It don't change. It don't change.
Okay, got you. I'm with you guys now.
I'm like, where are we at?
I was down at the bottom looking in the date of inquiry box.
You don't need to
Yeah,
look. It's just right here. We don't
Right, just
care
up
about
here.
this. We don't care
Okay.
about this. We trying to get what the AI is telling us is wrong with the file.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Ready? Let's go to the next one. Number 5.
Another inquiry.
Right, that's what I'm looking at. Is that an inquiry? I don't...
It is.
Same thing. Guys, shout it out if you guys shout it out if you know. There is no wrong answer. Number 6.
And another inquiry.
Exactly. So what do we assume the poo brown color is?
Inquiry.
An inquiry.
There we go. So let's move to 45. Oh, let's see who's been paying attention. They've been the data. They call themselves the data whores. Let's see.
Oh, MG. Student loan. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Student loan.
Oh, that ain't done. You have not been absorbing that much data. That is not
no.
just a student loan.
Negative student loans. Oh, MG. What else?
Yo, Nisha left you out to dry. She left you out to dry. She said, girl, you're the one that said data whore, not me. I'm not in this. I'm like, you're going to burn with the bridge. So.
Bad inquiry recommended at the top.
Right here. When you guys are looking here, you always finish the file. Because this number over here is the most important number. That's 3+. So always say, student loan derogatory late 3+, because it's 3+ late payments on that account.
Oh, okay.
That's why you guys got to make sure you understand that. So now, when we go over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the next one. What's 45? 46, I mean.
Student loan derogatory late 3+. Payment.
Exactly. If there was a student loan delinquency late 1-2, that's a difference because they only have 1 or 2 late payments. So you always want to, when you got a late, you always want to read that late in its entirety. Okay.
Got
47.
It. Charge off information.
Perfect. Nisha's like, where they going? I can't see this shit.
Yeah, my screen is, I'm trying to readjust it so I can see the actual document.
When you're doing this, I'm doing this the hard way for the people that use the iPads and their iPhones. Okay? But when you're doing this, as you can see, if you guys can see on the bottom of my screen, I'm scrolling over 49. There's a pop-up on the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see the pop-up? It tells you what it is without me having to click on it. It says all other derogatory lates 3+. So now if I click over here, all other derogatory lates 3+. I don't have to move out of this section. I can literally just go. So here's what I do, right? Here's what I do to speed up, right? I get my pen and my pad out because you should be taking notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got a pen and a pad, right?
Yep.
I go down, I write all this down. I write down every single one. So I'm just hovering. So I know this is personal. Number 1 is personal information. Number 2 is a public record. Number 3 is an inquiry. I know all the purple brown color is going to be an inquiry. Let's go over here to 45. 45 student loan derogatory late 3 plus. 47. All other collection charge off. 49. All other derogatory late 3 plus. 52. All other delinquencies 1-2. So I know that. It's right here. It's right on the screen, right? See that? Now
Yep.
I just blasted through that, right? I know
Mm-hmm.
all the other numbers at the end over here are going to be the same thing. I don't see a different color. I don't see a different color except for 62. What's 62? It's green.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't got green ahead over here, so let's go over here and click it. What's green? Green's a charge off. That's why I'm teaching you guys how to look in the box over here so you know what type of file it is. Charge off.
Okay.
Now, if I remember correctly, charge off shows up over here. Oops. Charge off shows up down here, right? Yeah, it shows up. Now, I come down over here and I look over here. Here's an examples. Here's an examples. Here's an examples. Here's the difference. You see this one? What is this image? It says WhatsApp image 2024, 12, whatever, all the JPEG. We know what image this is?
No way.
I have no clue. Do we know what image this is? Cheat sheet for counting how to count negatives. It's labeled, but okay, that one was a bad example. That we don't know what that is if it wasn't labeled correctly. These are all labeled correctly. I know this is the proof of address. I know this is the social security. I know this is the ID, and it's in its right slot. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Perfect. Once we have everything written down, we're going to go up to the top. We're going to shut the system off. We're going to turn it on. We're going to select our first round, our first 30 days. Now, I shut everything off. And now I'm going to turn on the AI. Now, Dre and I's community has the 24-hour inquiry removal where you call into the bureaus. Okay? So we don't dispute inquiries. Last night I forgot I was talking to one of my guys. He turned around and said he don't even put personal identifiers anymore because he calls and gets his personal identification fixed over the phone. I totally forgot about that. So now we don't even have to put PI. So now you're removing PI and you're removing inquiries. So what happens? You have public records. Do we have a student loan charge off, ladies?
Yes.
No.
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 We have late payments for the student loan.
Add a girl.
3
Okay.
more.
Did we have a medical charge off?
No.
Did we have an all other collection charge off or just a charge off account?
It was a charge off
No.
account. So
Perfect.
would that fall on the other?
All other charge off account. Very good. Very good. Now, did we have a student loan derogatory late 3 plus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we have an all other derogatory late 3 plus?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm spoon feeding you guys right now. Did we have an all other delinquency late 1-2?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
He's pointing at it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like right now, just like, yes. Okay. So now we count our boxes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. How did I get that? Oh, let me reiterate that. Let's count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many bureaus do we have, girls?
15. Oh no, 50. Sorry.
5.
Oh,
Name-
the credit
name-
bureau is 3. 3. Sorry. I'm
3
sorry. I'm
credit
sorry.
bureaus.
Times
Okay,
3.
that's what I meant. I was thinking what
Times 3. You're gonna get 15 because you got to go one letter per each bureau. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Put that in first box. Now we could do default. Who likes that cockamamie shit? I don't like that cockamamie shit. I like where we go ham right from the start. Okay? I
Okay.
select 5 over here, and then I leave the rest as default. Why 5? The Bureau and Oscar knows from the jump that if you put too many letters, too many negative items into a letter, that you're a credit repair organization. The less negative items that you have in a letter, the better chance that you would stand to not have your letters fall off and have the actual deletions done a lot quicker. So that's why we start with 5. Okay? And why did I pick 5? Well, I'll show you. Close this over here. We'll come back to that in a second, right? So each round has its own numbers. So look over here, girls. Right? You see this? It says 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna do it again. Tell me what that number where that 8 was. There's 3.
6.
Yep. Okay. Let's go to round 4. What number is that?
6.
6.
Perfect. Let's go to round 5. What number is that?
4.
So
4.
now it's getting more and more aggressive each round. That's the default number. So 4 is the default number. Okay. So now when everybody goes to be Ollie, oh, why is it getting more expensive for printing each round? Because it's getting more aggressive each round. But here's the thing. If you know what you're going to do, and you know how to pick the credit report, and you know how to do all that stuff, why are you waiting for round 4 or round 5 to get aggressive? Start it right from the beginning. So now I picked everything over here. I know everything that needs to be attacked. Here's everything that needs to be attacked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I select my number, 15, right? I come over here, I select 5. Let's start at 5. And let's go default. Default, which means 0, 0, and next. And you run that for 3 rounds at 5. Then you get a little more aggressive. Then you run the next 3 rounds, which are round 4, 5, and 6. You run that at 4. And then the last 2 rounds, you run at 3. That's my game plan. That's how I do it. Now, ready? You finish that. Everything's good. I'm going to turn off hide positive items one more time. I'm going to double check everything. Look what just happened, guys. We just cut all those negative items down to just what's here. You see that? You remember it was all the way over here in the screen over here where USB K cord is? It was all the way over here. Now we come back over here because we don't have all the negative items, right? We don't have all those stupid inquiries. We don't have 30 inquiries that we got to attack because we're going to do that on the phone. We're going to do that personal information on the phone. We don't have to attack all that information. Now we're just focused over here, right? So now seeing that, and V, I'm going to do a new test today. Somebody told me something and I didn't even think about it. So we're going to run a new test right now. With this over here, when we see this, this is ready to rock and roll. Now, if you want to, anybody have bankruptcy over here?
Oh,
I do, but it's an old one. It's almost 7 to 8 years old already.
Doesn't matter.
But
We still got a dispute, and this is how
yeah,
you're gonna.
it's still there.
Well, we still got to get rid of that. So let's do this over here. So this is the BK. So the public record is the bankruptcy. You're gonna come over here to this item over here. It says please select data template furniture. Select this one over here. Make sure that it says this over here.
Okay.
Okay. Especially ours says blast furnace MPEP. You want to make sure that it uses that one. Okay.
Okay.
Then you're gonna come over here to where it says blank. This is what I love if you still have Experian with the bankruptcy. Experian actually gives you the court that it was in. You're going to select the court. And it's going to be BK Court. USBK Court, Central CT, Florida, Orlando. There we go. That's that one. Now, take note of what's going to happen here, and I'll go slow. You're going to scroll in this box over here. You are going to select Innovis, LexisNexis, LexisNexis RDM. You're going to select Factor Trust, the P.O. Box one, the 390. You're going to select LexisNexis Privacy Information Manager or Logic, Clarity Services, Advanced Resolution, and LCI. Oh my God, man. I still hear the way that you say it in my head when I go through it. Every time, like I hear V saying it.
Good question though, because I'm noticing that a couple of them will send the letters back saying that they need further identification, but that's all included. How do you encourage your people to respond to those?
Here's the thing. That's not included in those letters. On the data furnisher letters, it doesn't include that, and I'll show you right now. That's why we're going to generate this and generate it properly. It is not included on the furnisher letters because if it's going to a creditor, the creditor doesn't need your furnished documents.
But
This
what
is
about
going
the
to
secondary bureaus though?
It's going to a secondary bureau, which has not been included generally, but we could double check that right now. I'm gonna
Okay.
pull them up. So now, guys, I'm gonna do a test over here just for a test run. Whoever had who was it that had the bankruptcy? Was it Nisha or Esmeralda?
Esmeralda, myself.
Esmeralda, did you write all these down by any chance?
Let me catch the top, the beginning of it. I got the
Right.
bottom.
So over here, so guys, this is a personal preference lately. I have people telling me that you can and cannot. You can switch Experian to PO Box 4500. That's on you. Everybody says that you should send them to both. I don't agree. I think that's a waste of letters. I think you should pick one. We're having results at 9701. We're having results at 4500. So it doesn't make a difference which one you send it to. But start over here. It's Innovis, first one. What's the second one? This is Pittsburgh, and this is Atlanta, Georgia. This one that has the Pittsburgh address, as you can see, it's giving me the Pittsburgh address. I don't think that office is open anymore. They
That's
slacking.
why I said the first one. Hey,
They slacking.
I inform, and that's all I can do.
You have LexisNexis, LexisNexis RDM, these two,
Yes, I got them.
and then Factor Trust. Did you get you got all of these?
And I have, what's the other one? Lecter, Factor Trust, LexisNexis.
Yep. You have two LexisNexis over here. LexisNexis RDM. You have Factor Trust, the PO Box 390, and then LexisNexis Privacy Information Manager. Now, guys, this over here only goes for a BK. I cannot stress this enough. This does not need to go for every file. You don't understand. It's not going to help you. It's not going to hurt you, and it's not going to help you. So at the end of the day, you're going to send out unwanted letters if you keep doing this over here. Excuse me. If you do that this way, I would suggest. Go for it. Go for it, Nisha.
Ali, okay, so this is to freeze the sub bureaus, right?
These are the secondaries. These are where. So I'm going to tell you guys something. LexisNexis, if I remember correctly, is owned by Experian.
Oh, okay.
So it is a sub bureau, but it's not a sub bureau. It's a secondary bureau to the thing, and LexisNexis is the one that holds the bankruptcy for Experian. So if you remove the file off of LexisNexis, you're removing it off of Experian because they have no way to verify that file. I want you guys to understand that. So that's what the software is doing. It's going to that secondary bureau and saying, you have no right to report this, and you know that. You have no right to report this, and you know that. And because they know that, they remove it. And then once LexisNexis removes it, we remove it off the major bureaus. Make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Perfect. All right. Now I'm gonna run a test. What I would like you guys to do in your first round is I would like you guys to print with color. Not with color, with print with black and white. But I am gonna run a print with color test over here that somebody told me to run because they saw how I did and they messaged me privately. They told me to run a color with no images and see if something else pops up. I was like, ooh, I didn't even think of that. So I'm going to run a color with no images over here just for a test file and see what comes out. So you guys are just going to click print with black and white and leave the rest of this as is. The black and white is going to spit the most basic version of the dispute letter, so it doesn't get flagged by the Oscar system. So it actually changes it changes everything about the system. So now let's generate this letter. Let's see what's going on. And this is the first time I've done a bankruptcy in its entirety. So thank you, Esmeralda. I haven't done a bankruptcy in, I want to say, a good 3 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I haven't had the need to do that because nobody's like, I don't have a bankruptcy.
Oh no, I've been waiting for that one to come off. It says it's supposed to come off this year in October, something like that. But
Yeah, we're not waiting for the statute.
we're not waiting for that.
We're not
from
waiting
my
for the
house.
SOL. Get the hell out of here. I want to see what this is going to spit out now. Oh. So while you do that, while you ran your letters, I'm running hours over here. I'm going to pull up the collections over here. So guys, I'm going to let you know something. You see all these letters over here? I know it's small on my screen. I apologize. You see all these? These are all your public record letters. These are the public record letters. These are the Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, Innovis, LexisNexis, Factor Trust, LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Clarity Service, Advanced Resolution, LCI. These are all those letters right there. 12 letters got spit out on that. Boom, right there. Okay, so now let's go to the collection charge off. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. You can't tell the difference already? You see the difference? I think the images is what distorts the filing. I think the images is what distorts the filing. Wow. So what happens with the black and white, guys, you'll get this normal reporting over here. We could already tell that the way that I just did it by removing the images is going to change the way that the file is done and what is said. So now this is just a basic report. And it's going piece by piece. And this, who was here for the War Machine? Anthony,
I was
think
here.
Nisha. Okay, awesome. So Nisha, because you're new, this is just to give you an idea. This is why we're not adding Metro 2 because Metro 2 is doing the same thing. You see that? It's going off of everything and doing the same thing, giving it not reported or Experian and other. It's building up that whole same profile that we built in a War Machine. It just built up the same thing over here. So now you have those disputes being done
Okay.
ready for you. So that's why we work in unison with Metro 2 because we already know what's going to happen. And it's doing the same thing. Look at this one. Look how much it wrote on this one. So this is all the original creditor, account cycler, account terms and lengths. It's going down, breaking down file by file, space by space. So what have I figured out in the past month with this software? In the past month, I figured out with this software that you have about, let's see. You have, let's count. 4 different types of AI letters that you can send out. So in the first month, you can send everything out standard by just not selecting anything. The next month, you can come in and select black and white, right? And send that out. That's another one. Then the month after, you can come out and send color and exclude the images, right? Then the month after that, you can come out and change this from color to black and white. And now you just had 4 different images, 4 different rounds, 4 different ways. And then you can start again with round 4 by sending it out in color. So now you don't send out the same letter every time. You send out a different letter every time. You send out a different format of the letter, a different format of the AI every single time. This is why this class is extremely important because now we've just uncovered one more thing in class live that somebody told me to do. So there's 4 different ways that you can send out your letters in the same software with the same AI, just running as normal. And girls, it took me longer to count the letters and count the negative items than it did for it to actually put it together. Do you agree?
I agree.
So everybody here, if you understand how to use this software and want to get the best results, this is how you get those results. It's by changing your dispute tactic to let the dispute do what it needs to do. So now if we put we already have print all black and white with the same information. We have print in color. We have print black and white with nothing in it. So now what are we missing? We were missing print color with no images. It's like, Ollie, you did everything else but that. I was like, damn, I didn't even think of that. Shit. Now we just did that, and we saw that you can even do the color version. The color version will give you a basic letter that looks more like your writing and should reduce stall letters. Now, guys, again, deep diving at what everybody saw when I was doing the War Machine. The War Machine's got a couple of questions, a couple of things in it that'll say this. It's all about the way that you send your documentation off and how you send it. Do not if you're doing it for yourself, if you don't have us, we're already doing this. So don't if you're doing it yourself, make sure that you are a human. You got smudges, you write it out, you do everything. Okay. Now us, we don't write it out. We print everything directly on the envelope. Now everybody, look, there's a Brothers printer. I forgot what's the model number, but there's a Brothers printer that you can buy from Staples. It costs something like $200. That has a tray in the front that you can load the envelopes on and print your envelopes directly on there. So now they can't tell if it's a person or if it's a business. And that's what you want. You want to mess up eOscar, so eOscar sends your file to a human being. Now we're adding, after the War Machine, I'm going in our software, I'm going to be adding a handwritten thing so you can convert your letters to handwritten. That is the last piece that I'm going to add in that software before we move forward with anything else. But this is the key. You guys have to in this software make sure that you're switching it up. If you don't remember what you did, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you switch it up. Yes, Sharonda, I saw you come off mute.
Okay, so you were saying all of the changes, making the changes and sending out the different types of letters, mixes up the situation so you won't have to deal with with Oscars, so it won't.
It will lessen your chances of dealing with a Oscar. It'll lessen your chances.
Okay.
It's not going to get rid completely. The way that you get rid of it completely, I'll tell you right now, is you get your client involved in the process. You get your client involved in the process by telling them to call the bureau. Especially if you do mail with tracking, you know it's going to arrive on the 6th day. You call them on the 6th day and say, hey, my letters are there, process the letter. They know that. So even when they put it through eOscar, they know that they have to process the letter. Because the eOscar is looking for certain verbiage. Like, it's not my account, or this is not right, or stupid little things like that. I should get a list of what the terminology is that eOscar is looking for. That might be a hard one on my end, but I'm gonna try. Certain verbiage that eOscar is looking for, and by getting rid of that verbiage, getting rid of what it needs, not what it needs, what it's looking for, you'll be able to change your whole line of attack for something better. Right? You'll be able to change your whole line of attack to something that's greater in that sense, to be able to give them something that's greater. Make sense?
Yes.
Cool beans? All right. So,
yeah.
Micah, what was our topic for this week?
Yeah.
Did we put topics this week?
Well, I never did a poll because I thought we were gonna do the letters, the FTC and the
all right.
CDI.
So what last week's poll what was the second thing that came in interest over there?
I'll look.
The week before, what was that second interest? And we'll go over that. Is there anything that anybody wants to talk about that you guys have questions about, that you guys want to know
So-
about? Wow.
Show the secondary letter.
Oh, good point. Hold on. Wait, we're not done. Alexis next. Damn. Oh, it does add it. That's a first. That's a first. They didn't add it
Okay.
before. That's new.
Like, I thought I had checked it before and it was there. So I was kind of confused as to why they keep sending back letters saying, hey, we received your letters, but you still need to identify who you are. And it's like, but I did. It's in my letter.
Oh. Oh. Yo, this is a hell of a
So
lot.
what was the question?
Okay, does the secondary bureau add your documentation
Include
over
your
here?
identification.
Yeah, your ID at the bottom. So does it have this over here? And it says please attach. Maybe the person that you were dealing with didn't have it attached. Potentially. Let's see.
I
Back
doubt
to
it. You know how they do. I
let's
think
see.
they're just doing
Oh
the
no.
stall them out again.
Okay. Just install letter.
Okay.
Let me check Clarity Services. Hey, it doesn't hurt to check, right?
I'm sure they all have them.
Well, the Lexus next one that we just saw, that shit was. Did you see how long that crap was?
Yeah.
All right.
Now, when you have all the letters like that, do you download them and then send them to the to your client?
Do I download and send them to my clients?
Yeah,
I
anybody.
never. So here's the thing. There's one thing that I did like about this portal when this portal was built. The portal automatically has the when you have them sign up for their portal and they get their portal access, it has the letters inside automatically. So they don't have to sign up. You don't have to download and send it to them. That is
Okay.
on you if you want to send them to
No, I didn't want to. I was just
no. But I'm saying it's a personal preference. Here's the thing. If you have a pain in the ass client, and I'm serious, you have a pain in the ass client, send it. Send it. If you have a pain in the butt client, send it. And be like, these are my legal documentations. I want you to read it and make sure that you understand what I'm doing over here. Because remember, when we're charging, Anthony, we're not charging a low fee. We're charging a big fee, right? Because you have to include the printing, you have to include your time, you have to make a profit, you have to make all that stuff. Look, I don't know who in their right mind told anybody that they could charge $500 for this. I don't know. And it's funny because the person that said you would charge $500 for this didn't realize what actually entails and what the software spits out until they actually develop the AI and they're like, well, whatever. Because here's the thing. How do you tell somebody to charge $500? I want you guys to see this. How do you tell somebody, again, to charge $500 for a thing, come over here, and run this maximum efficiency focus, and it's going to generate 100 plus letters? Explain that to me. Who in their right mind knows that that's going to happen? 100 plus letters. How are you supposed to make a profit on that? Figure, even not me. Figure even if you were doing it for yourself, it's about $2 a letter, about $2.50 a letter. Standard postage. It's $250 to send out those 100 letters. Anybody here thinking that $500 is not enough money?
it's not.
Not.
It's not. It's not. Why do you think there's people charging $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for credit repair? Dre charges $5,000. I used to charge between 5 and 10. And I used to make it. That's the problem. People don't realize you're gonna make it. If you get the results, you're gonna make it. But how do you get the results? You get the results by understanding the software, understanding what's wrong with it, and understanding how to attack 100% more honed in than anybody else. We just gave 4 dispute tactics today By doing nothing. I didn't change anything that I know. And Anthony, you've been in at least 10 classes. By what I've done today, have I changed the core of what I've done today from any other class?
No.
It gets redundant, guys. I'm telling you, it gets redundant. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't care that it gets redundant. I don't care that it gets redundant. I'm happy that it's redundant. Because the more redundant it is, the better off it is. Because that means we're becoming an expert. And the way that you become an expert is very easy and very simple. You become an expert by doing it over and over and over and over again. Once you learn your process, once you learn what you're doing, once you learn how to go over it, right? Once you learn how to go over it, what we're actually doing, you'll be able to get the results that you want. I don't sell bullshit to people. I don't ever sell bullshit. Credit repair takes time. I told them it could take up to 24 months. It can take up to 24 months. We know this. Why do we know this, that it can take up to 24 months? Because you're dealing with a bureau that does not want to change your credit score because they sold your information. And if somebody doesn't understand that data over here, the knowledge that I just dropped on you, please ask me to explain it to you. I will not have a problem explaining that information to you and what we just dropped, what I just said to you, because that's what people don't get. They don't get the information that they have. The data, it's a data furnisher. It's not a credit bureau. There is only one credit bureau. Does anybody know who the credit bureau is? Take a guess. Somebody.
TransUnion.
Nope. That's a data furnisher, Nisha. Sharonda, I saw you come off of mute. Let's see. Yo,
Experience.
DeAndre decides to grace us with his presence.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What was it, Sharonda? What'd you say?
I said experience.
Nope. Data furnisher. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, data furnisher. Dun & Bradstreet, data furnisher. Credit Safe, data furnisher. SBFE, data furnisher. Do you want me to keep going on what data furnisher is? Go, V. You waving your hand. Oh, you waving at Dre. Okay, I got you. Dre, data furnisher. So if we know that these are data furnishers, who's the credit bureau? Come on, Anthony. I see that. I see.
I'm totally lost.
Is it
You totally threw me
CFPB?
for that one.
Who said it?
CFPB?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's the data. That's the credit bureau. That's the only credit bureau that's out there. That yes, Anthony. Yeah, thank you for doing that. That's why I love cameras on, because why? CFB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It is a bureau of the data and the protection of data. They don't have your data. Their job is to protect your data and to go out there and do that. That's what the CFPB was to protect your data. A data furnisher, if somebody just furnishes your data, they don't own your data. They get that data from the creditor, who you have provided your data to. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And what do they get in return? They get this fictitious number that is put on the screen, okay? That they can do, right? This fictitious number that goes on the screen that controls your life. It's a social score. That's what it is. Not to go too crazy, not to go into too in depth, but that's what that is. Your credit score is a data furnisher telling you how worthy you are in society to be lent anything. To be lent anything, whether it's a car, whether it's a house, whether it's money for a business, any of this stuff. They have come to a point and say, you are worthy, you are not worthy. That's it. When we go in with the underwriting sheet, right? Anthony, think about this. When we go in with the underwriting sheet, what did I break down on the underwriting sheet? The last two boxes. Do you have a BK? And here, I'll bring this up for somebody that doesn't understand what I'm talking about. Over here, last 2 boxes in the underwriting sheet. You have a BK in the last 7 years. No collections, no liens, no judgments. Why? Why did I put that on in the software? Because this is the most important piece of the software. At the end, we want you to see these boxes and understand that these 2 boxes dictate your life. You hit it. You hit it. Is this you? This is not you. Okay. I was gonna say, I hope this is not you. That would have pulled yours up. You hit it because you were not clean on 2 bureaus, and you didn't get funded for that loan, but you were clean on 1. And if you were in that 1, you would have got funded. Right or wrong?
Right.
That's why. So knowing how the system works and how to navigate the water changes everything. And once you start cleaning everything up, once you start getting everything done, it changes everything. Look, this is coming from the guy that had 515 credit score. So I'm telling you guys, I navigated this shit myself. Go for it, Ed. What's up?
Now, last week when we talked, I asked you about the, remember what I asked you about the credible? I did get funded for that. So my utilization is going down.
Wait until you see that. I jacked my utilization up. We're gonna make a video. I gotta make 2 videos on it. I gotta make a video for how low my score has dropped. I'm still waiting for them to tank. And then I'm gonna do how we're gonna pay it back, because what I'm going to do is, and just for everybody over here, how many people heard a fake guru turn around and tell you, put a trade line on your account to drop your utilization? Oh, I love hands. I love the hands. Here's the thing. We don't believe in that because it's not true. You know why it's not true? The bank doesn't look at your overall utilization. This is your overall utilization. Okay? They look at the individual utilization of the account, and this is where it breaks down. I'll show you guys over here. When I switch to revolving, here's the individual utilization. And this is how they see it, how it comes in. Individually utilized, and what's maxed out. So here, this is a perfect account. This account's got $16,000. This guy's, what is his thing to get it under 30%? He's got to pay $2,000 to get it under that 30% utilization.
This
That's
software is sick.
At the end of the day, you go for it, Ed.
No, I was gonna say, did you show Coach V what you showed us earlier? Did she
Oh,
already?
she saw it before everybody else. She saw it before everybody else. She even saw it before my business partner. She saw that yesterday. Yesterday, she texted me. She's like, "I'm free now." I was like, I'm tapped out. I don't feel well, but I was like, I'm gonna hop on real quick. And at the same time, another friend of mine showed up, so we did it. Another M2 owner, and we did it. We did a class together, and I showed them what I was talking, and they were just both of them were in awe yesterday, because that's the key. This is what we're building out. We're building out stuff to show everybody, right? This is, if you understand, if you know how to hack the matrix, you can make the matrix do anything it wants. Literally, that's the best way to put it. If you know how to hack the matrix, you can make the matrix do anything it wants. So, talking about this is funny that we said that in this sense. This gentleman that I'm fixing his credit over here, he actually runs a business brokerage. Okay, he buys and sells businesses, or hooks you up with people that are buying and sells businesses. I'm fixing his credit. Once we fix his credit, everything will be good. He told me he's going to help me get established in the sense so he can help people buy businesses and sell businesses. So eventually he'll be on a call over here to help you guys once you guys get rocking and rolling. Because here's the thing. Why do you want good credit? Everybody wants good credit for one reason. OPM, other people's money. And I know Dre's people are sitting there. Yep, I heard Dre say that. OPM, other people's money. We want to play with other people's money. But how do we want to do it? We want to take the money and go buy assets. I want to buy another business. I already talked to him. I want a laundromat. I'll be honest with you guys. I want a laundromat right now. right now in today's day and age. Why? A laundromat does not know recession. People gotta wash their clothes. Food store, people like, no, I didn't go mute. Okay. Food store, people go crazy with food stores. But I want to tell you something. People will steal more from food store. What the hell are they going to steal out of a laundromat? What the hell are they going to steal out of a laundromat?
Self-storage is another one.
Self-storage is huge now too because there's not enough houses. Tam, this is not updated M2. This is Dre and I's version of our software that they were building for funding. This is going to be the funding software. And if you're not in over here, ooh, I gotta get into the admin. I'll send you a link to get signed up. It's free. It's free while we're beta testing it. So.
Okay, question.
Yeah, sure.
You were mentioning about the underwriting and everything. Of course, what is that?
This is an underwriting sheet, Saranda. So you've been out of the game and out of the loop for a while. So what happened was we developed a piece of software, right? When you pull your information. First off, was just about the credit report beforehand, but now it's about understanding what your client is trying to do. Your client is coming to you because they want something. They want money. They want either to buy a car, buy a house, buy anything. And in this sense, we need to find out how far off they are. It's got nothing to do with the credit score. It's got everything to do with the file itself, the build of the file, their utilization, their open revolving accounts, all this stuff. So now we break that down by pulling the MyFreeScore account into the software, right? And then running it through the system. When it runs through the system, this is automatic. You don't have to do anything. Once you pull the MyFreeScore account, you just click underwriting and it'll underwrite the file for you. When it does this, you'll be able to see everything about that account. You'll be able to see revolving lines, percentage of utilization, all that stuff. And you'll be able to get that and have everything handled as quickly as possible. So you're not, you're not shooting in the wind. You're not shooting in the fog. You have clear line of sight. Like it's basically light in the darkness. And that's what the War Machine that we just created. I don't know if you were in here for the War Machine, but the War Machine was another part of it, which was that light in the darkness type of thing, which was creating that light to understand what is going on, because that light gives us the opportunity to be able to fix these clients and be able to speak to these clients. Because when you have 10 clients and they're like, oh, well, you haven't got anything off, and this guy's going to say he can get it off in 30 days and this, that, and the other, we know they're not doing the right tactics. We know that they're not doing the right tactics because they're going through and they're doing stuff that are literally shady. So at the end of the day, when we have everything that's broken down based on case law, based on SOLs, based on and Metro 2 and everything, we have everything based on, there's nothing that should hold you back from getting where you need to be and doing it properly. And the same thing with this. When the client's ready to go into funding, we have everything stretched out for us ready to go into funding. And this client's ready. Hey, look, this is, and I'll show you what a good file looks like. Right, so this one's a bad file.
And I was on there earlier when you were mentioning about the War Machine. So I did see you run through that. Now, is all of that part of the onboarding of a new client? They're getting all of that, or
it's on you what you're going to use. So here's the thing.
Okay, in the packages that we get.
And the thing that, so the FICO Forge is a separate package. This is a separate system. This one's going to be called the Score Machine.
Okay.
So Micah's like, this is the first I'm hearing of this. Yeah, bro. We renamed it yesterday. Two people did not like the name of the company. They were like, yeah, we need to change that. That's not marketable. So by doing that, you can see you'll pick what you need to do, and then you'll get in over there. But here's like this is a better account. As you can see, everything's checked, right? But now
Mhm.
you know, okay, this person's got inquiries, so we're gonna have to work on their inquiries. Okay. This person doesn't. This person's got 2 accounts. You know, that over the limit over here. This is a big no-no. I want to tell you guys something. These 2 boxes over here. That's a big no-no. How do I know? Because this is my account. How do I know? Because when I went from my Chase account and asked them for asked them for a raise on my limit, they said no. You got too many
What
accounts open
boxes
in
are you
24.
pointing at?
These 2 over here.
Oh, okay, I didn't see
But
your mouse.
these two boxes over here. And we merged these boxes. So in the update that's coming, these boxes are merged. So it's no more than 4 accounts in the last 24 months. So that's what it'll be. And that's huge. Because this is literally I have, well, let's find out. You know, I'm not gonna talk to you guys. I'm not gonna bullshit to you guys. Let's show you what I got. On the last 24 months, which here's 24 months. Let's count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's two chase cards. 6 accounts open in the last 24 months. So because I have those 6 accounts open in the last 24 months, Chase did not like that. And they wouldn't raise my business credit card on that, and they wouldn't give me the limit that I was looking for. It had nothing to do with my inquiries. They didn't care about my inquiries. You can see how many freaking inquiries I got, right? But over here, they cared about these. This box is really important. These 2 boxes over here are really important. So now knowing that, knowing what it actually does and how important that box is, actually has us be able to carry out the ability to fund a client a whole lot easier while the utilization is under. All this stuff is under. Like we know this, and because we know this, we know what to do with it. And we know how to attack this on a proper standpoint. Does that make sense, ladies and gents? Dre, you've been awfully quiet. It scares the shit out of me.
Makes sense. I'm on the phone. My bad. I was just on the call.
Okay, no problem.
So what does the programs look like for the all of this right here with the underwriting and the war machine and all of that?
So this
And what's the
program,
new name? Say the new name again.
the score machine.
The score machine. Okay.
Score machine. Because somebody said I should utilize machine inside of it because they like the war machine type of thing.
Okay.
The score machine is going to handle, it'll be all inclusive. So the one file, be able to pull one report, is going to be $24.99. So that'll be one report. And then you can buy reports.
You went silent for it. I mean, you went.
Can you hear me?
Your volume went low a little bit. Say that again.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I
So
can't. I can hear.
One report to pull one report. If say you're doing this for a single person, it's going to be $24.99. The next one will be for the businesses, because I don't think that you need to pull more than one report a month. The next one will be for the businesses. The first account that we're going to have is going to be $149.99, and it'll allow you to pull 30 reports.
Awesome. And so I do have a question because I came in a tad bit late.
Sure.
So from my understanding, this is pretty much like a software system that when you are getting ready to take clients for funding after doing credit repair, or can you do both? I know you can't go for funding while doing credit repair because you're not where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But this software is going to let us know, okay, this client is ready and I could present the profile to obtain funding?
Eventually you'll be able to do it right in the software itself. You'll be able to actually take your clients from start to finish, fund them yourself in the software.
Okay. And so also, I do want to ask, so the opportunities for the funding companies, will they be inside of the software, or once you just submit underwriting, it's going to reach out to?
No, when this is done, right? When this is done, you're going to have a pop-up tab over here. When So Dre created this. Dre created the check marks that are allowed for this to happen. So there's going to be two ways. It's going to be done for you or do it yourself. And what I mean by do it yourself, meaning if you have a client, right, and you want to do funding for that client, you're going to click do it yourself. If you want done for you, if you want a professional to fund the client for you, you're going to click do done for you, and then that'll come to our team, and then our team will do the funding for you. And that's where Dre and I will go over the file. We'll double check everything. We'll make sure that all the utilization, inquiries, everything is right. And then we'll go over what you're expecting of the file, what you're expecting to get approved for. And then we go into that. Now that'll be the done for you. The do it yourself will have all the same things that we do, but you're going to do it yourself. You're going to go out and actually apply for those things for your clients, and then you'll be able to charge them whatever your fee is that you want to charge them. In the sense, the fee is what you dictate. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people before they met me were not charging shit correctly. I'm gonna tell you, as a New Yorker, you guys got to start charging correct. Okay, stop with this 10% bullshit. Okay. Yeah, V. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Stop with this 10% crap. Okay, we don't do this 10%. The 10% for the birds. All right.
Okay.
We need to charge. We need to charge because you're looking at the amount of work that's going into doing funding is a lot. My team, when we were doing funding, we started at 15 and worked our way down to 10. We didn't stop at 10 because if you had a client that came in like this, if you have a client that comes in and you're like, shit, not only can I get him personal and business funding, because you'll be able to do both, okay? You're looking for $500,000. So I want to put this in perspective for everybody that's in here. I'm gonna do this right now. Dre's getting one account approved at $75,000. Okay, so if you're getting a client $400,000. You times it by 0.15, right?
40,000.
That's 60 grand.
Oh,
That's 60 grand at 15%.
oh.
Oh, that's too much money. This, that, and the other thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys got to be salesmen and women.
Right.
Salesmen and women. Here's the thing. I'm gonna look. I don't know you from a hole in a wall, but here's the thing. I get allocated the ability to give you a discount. I'm gonna do 2.5 points. 2.5 points. I really want to bring this into perspective. What 2.5 points is? Okay, times 0.125. You just took 10K off, right, of that same funding file, right, by doing it that way. People don't get it. People don't get it. They like, oh my God, what's going on here? That's how you focus on that file. That's how you make that money. Because you have to be able to give yourself leeway. Now, if you really want to close that file down, you drop it down to that 10%. You don't start at 10 because you have nowhere to go. Where are you going to go down to 5?
Right. So that does make sense.
That's why you start at 15.
I think 10% is just easier for most people to remember the numbers off the top of their head. So 10% is where we kind of play in the warm water.
Don't worry. I'll create a calculator for you with how much you're going to make. All right, guys?
Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry. It's already being built in. It's already being built in. Every time that you put a number in, it'll calculate how much for the individual line, how much you have to charge that client.
You're making it easier and easier.
Oh, that was already built in. That was because, guys, I want you guys to understand something. When I was doing a funding company, when I had my funding company, we made 6 figures in the first month. In the first month, we made 6 figures. And I only had one person bringing in leads. It was one company that was bringing in leads, and we were splitting 50% of the profit. We were splitting 50% of the profit, and we were charging 15%. And our highest that we funded a client, because we were only doing personal, We didn't have access to business funding like this back in the day, right? When we were doing that one client, we were getting $150,000. I was getting Barclays bank cards for personal people, $45,000. One card, one credit card, 45 grand. So now you're looking at this, and that at that 10%, to keep the numbers easy for everybody, at that 10%, that was a $4,500 charge. Right on that card. Swipe, goodbye. Goodbye. So now, when you guys understand this and you're starting to build this up, the best part about the funding that we're doing, whether this is going to be business funding via corporate credit cards or personal funding with credit cards, it's called credit card stack, you're actually helping them. If you teach them how to take the money and put the money into a business immediately. And by helping them put the money into a business immediately, what are they doing? They're cash flowing, which means they pay those cards off. Their credit score stays in the 800s, the 900, the 850s. Make sense?
Right. And so what do you think the minimum, well, you can't really base it off the minimum credit score because it definitely goes by the profile, right?
680 is the minimum credit score that we can go on, but we don't ever go on 680. You don't ever put yourself near the six. You don't sit by the freaking computer and the thing with there waiting for somebody to get to 680. You need them to get to 700. That's why we put 700.
Okay, perfect.
It's all here. Everything that we expect from the client is right here. Everything that we want for the client is right here. It's built in perfectly. We want 730. We want 730. Why? SBA requires a 720 for the business loan. Right, V? 720 minimum. V funds the business loan. V does SBA for us as well. Right? We have other people doing SBA for us as well. But here's the thing: to teach you guys and to go through it, right? Is here's how it handles. Here's how it works. Okay? Here's how we go through it. Is SBA is going to do X, Y, and Z. SBA is going to do this. The personal cards are going to do this. Once you have all this stuff set up, they can even go into the bank. And when they go into the bank, they can get a bank loan inside of the bank because they're already qualified. They're already qualified, ready to go. You guys have so much power with this that honestly, you know, when Credit Karma shows that, oh, you're qualified for this, they show you're qualified because you hit over a score threshold. Not because you hit over the threshold that's needed to get it. Now you know what the threshold is needed to get those cards. And we're working on making a visualization so you'll see all that stuff over there. We're working on all that data and all that information so it's out there in your face so you guys can have that. This is going to be nuts, guys. Now, Tam, you weren't here before. Do you have a credit report, a negative credit item that you want to submit to me so I can show you how the War Machine works?
Yeah, I actually do have a profile through Metro 2. I've used your service before as well
Awesome. I appreciate
for
it.
mailing out documents.
Awesome. Do me a favor. Go click on one negative item that you have, right? I want you to send it to me like this. I'm gonna show you the War Machine what we're developing. Right?
Okay.
I want you to get a negative item and I need it to look like this. Just take a screenshot of the item. Oh no, that's a bad one. Too higher. Take a screenshot and make it look like this. If you want to send me the login to the report, I could do it for you. I need it to look like this. Name of the company, all the data over here. Anybody that wants to submit it to me. And I can show you how it works and we'll go over here from there. And then we'll figure out exactly what's going on and see all the violations and everything that's going on. So this okay.
Okay.
Ralph,
So
you just look like you chilling, man. I love it. Ralph just looks like he's enjoying the conversation, just driving home.
Hey, I'm driving home to some good podcast going on right now, you know?
So I want to confirm because I am pretty new. Where am I getting this from? Should I be logging into
My free score now?
Okay, my free score now. Okay, let me grab it for you.
Yeah, just grab a screenshot of one negative account. We'll go from there. Switch it to classic view so it shows it like this, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll show you this. Mr. Noah, where have you been? I missed you last week. You weren't here.
I'm saying hello from Germany. I had a long flight over here.
You were in Germany.
Yes.
Are you at Ramstein Air Force Base by any chance?
Wiesbaden Army Base. It's 1 hour away from there.
Oh. Are we going back active, sir, or no? Oh no, you're on permanent disability.
Yes, that's how I'm surviving over here right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I try to know my people that have been with me for a while. Noah's been with me for 10 months. So that's crazy. So Anthony, we have a lot of old comers and a lot of newcomers over here. I appreciate everybody coming. And Tam, as soon as you have it, you can either do it in the Discord chat if you want to send it to me in the Discord chat privately, or you could send it in the chat for Zoom. So either or.
Okay. Okay,
Oh,
no
wait.
problem. I'm just logging in here.
Yeah, no, I know what you sent me. I saw it. I figured out what was wrong. Somebody got yelled at and somebody got fired. Yeah, you got somebody fired, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Well, it wasn't your fault. It was everybody else's fault that we thought of. So last week or the week before, Noah, we went through the software and there was an error. That's why it's still in beta. There was an error on late payments. Late payments weren't showing up in the progress report. So we thought Noah had his late payments deleted. And what happened? They were just not showing up. So Noah messaged me. He's like, I still have late payments. I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, okay, somebody's getting fired.
No.
It is what it is. Germany. What time is it in Germany right now? It's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock over there, right?
It's 10:37.
10:37. Oh, 5 hours ahead.
6 hour difference between the East Coast.
Well, it's 5:30 over here, bro. That's a 5 hour difference, not a 6 hour difference. It's 11:37, right?
Really? Oh.
So I do have a question. If I log into my affiliate account, if you could just help me figure out where I'm pulling this from,
Just
I'll
go
go ahead
into
and
your regular account. So when you're logging into My Free Score now, so hold on, I'll show you. My Free Score now. Oops, now.com. You want to log. Maybe if I spelt it right, it would take me there. Okay. Instead of logging here, you're gonna log into your member account. This is where you're gonna pull the credit report. And that's where you need to log into your actual user profile or the person that you want to send us the credit report.
Okay.
Now, if you want to send me the username and password for that specific person, that's okay. I can
Yeah,
log in and
I can do that.
yeah, send me that.
Okay.
Send me that privately. I'll log in. I'm already on the screen. I'll
Okay.
log in and I'll pull the credit report. I won't share my screen in this process.
Okay.
I'm gonna remove all this stuff off the screen.
Perfect. Let me get that
And
information.
go from there. Ba-bum.
While you do that, I just wanted to say, if you are on your affiliate, you just go on the client information, and it will log you in there too.
I didn't even think of
Okay,
that.
client and information.
That's what I'm here for. Don't worry.
Perfect.
Ralph, you pay honestly, brother. Your presence was truly missed in the community. Man, I was looking at the Discord, not the Discord. What was the Telegram the other day? And I'm like, Ralph's like, people get to Discord now.
That's right. That's right.
He's like, I'm the one that suggested this. I'm gonna keep funneling them there. We have
Okay,
too
so
much.
I have a question.
Yes.
In regards to where would I find the information in regards to the plans for everything, the M2, the Forge, and
Great question. So
the
FICO
Forge.
for M2 FICO Forge is m2ficoforge.com. Go to there, and then you just click register, right? And then you can sign up right there for M2 FICO Forge. And the beta version of the score machine, or was my scorecraft, now it's the score machine, is I will drop.
What was it before? Say it.
It was my scorecraft. That was the old one. That's it. Yeah, that's why it's got changed. So the beta version of my scorecraft is now. I'll drop a link in Discord in a little bit because I gotta figure out how to get it. I'm still learning my own software, guys. All right. So
Right.
let me stop sharing my screen. I saw that information come through real quick. I'm gonna pull that right now and get that over here so I can show that to you. Tam, do you want any specific file or just pick the first negative that pops up?
Just a great example for me. The first negative, I know that this is like my actual first client, and so I haven't heard anything back yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna be saucy. Okay, let's get in here.
And we used you for his mail out as well.
Awesome. Well, you didn't technically use me. You used my wife. I just I don't know why they made me the face of the company. But it's all my wife. She owns the store, the whole nine. Me, I own the software.
Okay. She was so professional. It was out the next day, literally documentation to me and text message. So
Wait, we got some stuff coming over there. Wait, I got a new software that's dropping for the printing company on Monday. V's like, damn it, boy! Like, why you not stopping? I can't keep up with your ass.
Coach V, it's good to see you as well. I typically hop in the Metro 2 Zooms and stuff, but I'm trying to multitask my 9 to 5 and being here, so I'm just kind of like all over the place. But it's good to see you guys.
You as well. Glad you came over here. You get a more in-depth
Yes.
of the software.
But she came a little late. Tamp didn't get everything that we get. Next time, you got to let me know. I'll go over what we did because today we dropped a new gem today in today's class that we actually tested live, and we gave we have 4 different dispute methods that you can do in the same, picking the same attack number. Just utilize, yeah, we're not playing around on Fridays. Fridays is the crazy day. So this one is the Home Depot account. You want me to do the Home Depot account? This one actually looks like a good one to start basing it off of.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, and then I'm gonna rock and roll because I don't want to show any personal information. Okay, so now I'm gonna start sharing my screen. I want to put this in the War Machine. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
The War Machine is live. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put this over here. I'm gonna take that screenshot. I'm gonna add that screenshot here. Let's see. Let it run. Dre, you watching this? I know you want to call, but boy, you better be watching this. Here's what's coming. So now it's going to tell us exactly what the file is, which is the Home Depot account. First, perfect. This is going to say the trade line is a perfect example of multi-bureau charge-off with multiple Metro 2 and FCRA violations. So we already know that. It includes re-aging risk, remark conflicts, and post-closure late payment issues. Let's break it down War Machine style. Okay. I love how this thing talks to me.
Okay.
This is every single negative thing about that file. So now, if you look over here, here's a conflict. 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 So now it's listing line by line what the conflict is, one by one by one by one. So it's telling you what the conflict is. Now, let's go more in depth. Here's the legal violations with its citations, right? Violation 1, conflict of balance and reporting. It's Metro 2 Field 21, FCRA Field 607B. Right? TU and experience show an active balance of 789. Equifax shows 0. Right? This creates a score fluctuation due to inconsistent utilization. Confuses in underwriting and the account is settled or not. Potentially misleading status, especially if sold or resolved. Okay, this charge-off should not only carry a balance if it remains unpaid, but should not be and has not been transferred or sold. Request action, align balances across the bureaus, or delete for inconsistency. This is just the first line. I want you to understand, this is the first line of the credit report right here. High balance. This is the first line. It just hit on that first line. This is nothing else.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
This
Wait a
This
minute.
is
So,
brand new. Noah, this is brand new. I just came up with this week. This is literally brand new. This is literally AI completed war machine. We call it the war machine. Okay? This is brand spanking new. Okay?
like the name.
So, yeah, I like the name too. Trust me. So here's the next line. This is the next line of attack that it looks at. So now, violation of data of the last active discrepancy. Metro 2 Field 23. FCRA 623A5. This is taking the FCRA full book. I took the full freaking book and encoded it into the damn software and said, you're going to learn the law. And I did the same thing with the CIA. I did the same thing with every letter organization that's out there. So now look, TU 824, Equifax 825, Equifax 51. Hold on, how the hell does that even make sense? How does that even make sense? Equifax is nearly 4 months behind, which means it'll be used to re-age the account later. Request that sync BLA to active final account activity or payment date across all CRAs. This is literally telling it you're screwing up, guys. Let's go to the next. I want you guys to understand this is the same negative item. This is only one. We're literally going line by line now. Line by line. So here's the next line. Missing close date. Equifax and Experian Equifax. Metro 2 Field 25. FCRA 607A. Right? Only TransUnion provides a close date of 8/24/23. Per Metro 2 standards, all closed accounts must include a valid close date. Critical for aging, score model timeline, and limitation on the report. Request action. Add close dates to Experian and Equifax, or delete the trade line. If you closed it, you're not adhering, get rid of it. Only TransUnion is adhering to the law. Okay, let's go into the next one. Violation 4, charge-off remarks. Metro 2, this is case law, guys. This is the part inside case law. Here's case law. Here's FCRA 623A2. Charge-off as bad debt canceled by guarantor. Closed due to inactivity. Closed by guarantor, charged off. Closed due to inactivity implies no delinquency, but if it's a charge-off, there was a default, not an inactivity. This contradiction is misleading and invalid under Metro 2. Request action, align remarks or to truthful reflective status, or remove the trade line for conflict. This is what we're going on. So now we know that the software does the same thing. So we have the visualization with this. The war machine's not done, just to let you know, right? We have everything here to know, to be able to speak to our clients on their behalf on what it is and where that negative is, because you weren't able to speak to them before on what it was. So now, Tam, when you're talking to your client, they're like, well, we didn't receive anything. That's okay. This is a part of the process. Look, you have met, and I could keep going through. It just keeps going over every violation. But you can come over here to the legal reference summary. I just want to let you know when you're on the phone with them, and guys, here, think about what I'm about to stress this. I just want to let you know while we're on the phone right now, I'm just going to give you a legalized summary of my software and the legal ramifications that this has. Okay. Just in this one count alone that we're going over, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different FCRA violations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Metro 2 violations. You have UDAAP under Dodd-Frank. You have a deceptive post-closure derogatory. Okay, and then you have an FCTA, protection against re-aging file, that's incorrect. Okay? All this stuff is here in the file. So now, under this is what we're working with. There's many violations that we're dealing with, and we're just going to keep attacking until it comes off. Because of these violations, the bureaus have to uphold, and we're going to keep doing what we need to do to get them off. That's it.
Okay, great.
That's exactly so you know that by pushing that through. Learning the other tactics on how to turn Metro 2 into the software that you need it to be, how to change its filing changes everything up. So this is you have such a great thing over here that you can turn and focus it by understanding that and then putting that in and then going into Metro 2 and then doing that. So when you have this reference over here, this reference is also going to update every time you pull a report. That's why I said the first report's only $24. Why? Because you're only going to update once a month. You're going to pull a new report once a month. You don't need, in our software, you don't need to pull more than one report. You don't need to. This is the report. These are the legal ramifications. Next month, after you set out your disputes, you want to see if anything happens, you pull the new report in, and here's what happens. This piece over here, you're going to get the progress report. The progress report's going to show you if anything's been deleted, okay? And then you'll have a re-updated analysis, and the re-updated analysis will include War Machine, what War Machine goes over, and exactly anything, if anything has been updated or changed, and we'll include a new re-evaluation of the file.
Woo! War Machine! Woo!
Yes, definitely.
Guys, that was 14 hours of nonstop, just hard work. It was just 14 hours of nonstop, just grinding, be able to get that to where it was. And I'll be honest with you guys, like I try my best to deliver what we're delivering over here because we want you guys to succeed. And V asked me yesterday when I was showing it to her, like, what do we do with this? This is for you guys to be able to talk to your clients. This is not for the bureau. This is for your ideology. This is for your knowledge when you're speaking to people. Because here's the thing: what is the problem with the credit repair industry? Too many fly-by-night people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And excuse my French, but it's the truth. They don't know shit about shit. And
Yeah, I
because
thought it was just me. I was like, I just don't feel like people are educated enough in the expertise.
ain't nobody gonna read a 395-page CDIA book on Metro 2. Not gonna happen. Ain't nobody gonna read the FCRA, which is I think 110 pages. Okay, they're not gonna read the UCC filing books. They're not gonna read all that stuff. So because they're not gonna read it, they're not gonna be able to get the most out of understanding credit repair. That's okay. You're taught it. Eventually you're just taught it. But here's the thing: getting out the gate and starting with something that's going to give you one leg on the other client is going to on the other companies. Here's the leg that you're going to get. This leg is going to give you a one up so high that you're not going to know what to do. You're not going to know how to do it because the leg that you're getting is huge. I want you to understand if you want to charge $3,000 with that legal. Here's the thing. This is one file. I want to put this in perspective right here. This is one file. This is one negative item. We just went over an account today that had 30 negative items. So this is going to spit this out 30 times. It was built as such if I wanted it to be, because here's what I did at the end. Enclosed are my photo ID, proof of address, and screenshot of the report highlighted, and any reference documents that are available. If you want to send that out, you can send it out. Oh, no.
Quick question.
Yes, Mr. Noah.
Because this literally just surfaced in my head 2 seconds ago.
Go for it.
On the affidavit letter, even though that's not the topic of conversation,
Okay.
Whenever I attach that letter to other clients' profiles, should I have their name on the letter or my name on the letter?
The affidavit letter is going to be the client's name, not yours.
Okay, so I literally attached the same letter, but I have my name on the first one and the client's name on the second one.
Hey, honest mistake, man. Honest mistake. It's okay.
I mean, I just figured
I-
that just.
affidavit letter, especially what you're doing with the affidavit. If you pulled our affidavit, it's an affidavit of who I am. Okay. So that affidavit is showing that you are the person that is submitting that letter to the bureau. So you need to do that. If not, you need a limited power of attorney letter, right, with the affidavit letter. Yeah.
I sent 2 letters of affidavit with each profile.
Did they get?
So in that instance, that's just going to cause him to do another round.
It's not going to cause him to do another round. Here's the thing: it's going to cause him to have an issue because now, what's the issue that he's going to cause? He sent an affidavit out. First off, the affidavit got stuffed up, okay? And the affidavit was the incorrect affidavit that's going out. Now, Noah, did they send you pictures that the job has been done?
I did get yeah, a text message from, the Batty workshop saying that the letters were processed and that they're being sent out. I got that. I just figured maybe because I didn't know if I was supposed to put my name on all of the letters for each client, or that's why
Your client,
essentially
yeah, your client's name's got to go on your affidavit. Your affidavit is for your client. If the affidavit
yeah.
is saying that you're doing, they're proving on who they are. It's try to get rid of that stall letter. Okay, that's what that is.
I sent one with me and the client. I sent one. I took the one with my name on it, attached it to the client's profile, and then took another one with the client's name and attached the client's name to the.
Let me see if the file finished. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Who is this? Oh, I know. We have a new system that we built in now. I can just look by the name.
Okay, that's great.
Derek, Sarah.
I genuinely think that the mastermind is the best place to ask questions. Like, just screw the general discussion area.
Don't say screw the general discussion area. I need discussions, bro. I need people to show up. They're not gonna show up if they don't see anything. Okay, you might be in luck. Let me look over here. No, Noah. You were printed. Son of a bitch. Fuck. I hate that they're so fast sometimes. I wish they were a little slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noah, you're gonna have to wait until next round. We're gonna have to fix that. Noah, let's do a one-on-one next month. Before you send out your letters, I want to go through the filing with you and make sure everything's good. I want to make sure everything's pristine. Okay? I want to go. Put on a shirt, bro. I don't want to see your nipples.
How do you see me?
Be creeping in the camera, looking good though. Nice little.
Seriously, dude.
We family, though. We family, but we're not that close yet.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Put on a shirt. You're making all the fat ones look fat. But yes, that we'll do a one-on-one, Noah, at the end of whatchamacallit, next month before you send your next round out. And we'll get that squared away. We'll get all your documents squared away. We'll make sure that everything's good. What we'll do is also we'll run everything through the War Machine. I'll do a full test with you on the War Machine, with each client, and make sure that each client we know what's going on with it. All right?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Questions, ladies and gents?
I got a couple questions.
Oh,
Ladies first. Go ahead.
Aw, she's so sweet. Thank you. I was just wanting you to finish up because I know you get gotten caught up in every thing else, but you want to tell me where to find the beta version of Score Machine.
I gotta send it to you. I gotta send
Oh,
it. I gotta go.
okay.
I actually gotta go find it. I gotta go find the
Oh,
link.
okay.
I'll drop that into the Discord chat later in the general chat. Sharonda, just look in the general chat. There'll be a link in the general chat. Yo, Micah, don't we have a link in there already in the general?
Maybe. I could.
Maybe.
I know it's not under my scorecraft. It's under.
It's under that
Okay.
smart credit Scarabix, whatever the. Yeah.
Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, look, Micah's gonna look it up and see if it's in there. He'll probably tag it in the chat right now on
Okay.
Discord.
And also another thing is like so I need a run through on this Discord because it's so much on what I'm looking at.
All you
And
need to focus on is that
okay.
that general chat and that general
Oh,
chat
okay.
and then the helpful documents. The rest of the stuff we're not really posting in there yet. Once the software
Okay.
goes live, a lot more people are gonna start posting in a lot of the other different things because we're gonna start putting marketing towards everything.
Oh, okay.
And that's when it's gonna start to go crazy because you're gonna
Okay,
have
so
the
there's no
people talking.
subscriptions.
There
Oh,
is
okay, so there's no subscription.
there is a subscription to a higher tier, but you don't need
Mhm.
it. You don't need it yet.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right,
okay.
you
Gotcha.
don't need it yet. Let's see where are we at?
Okay. Thank you.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Micah.
No problem. Oh,
I
Micah, you
have
got
a
that?
I have a question.
Yes.
When I'm doing the My Free Score now, there's like two options. The one when you go into the My Two Ficos Forge, there's like a link that takes you to an to create an affiliated link or something with a business name, or that's not the one I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do the regular one that you pay $1 for my free credit score report.
You got to get that out of Dre's community. So when we got the software, when I started the software a while back ago, we put instead of putting a thing to have everybody go and sign up for an account underneath us, we gave the ability for you to go get your own affiliate account. So this is for you to become an affiliate of My Free Score now and be
Okay.
able to start charging your clients and getting paid from your clients to be able to not charge every time you refer them to be able to to get paid from your clients for every credit report that you pull. So that gives you to be able to go buy your own $1 account and stuff like that. So that's what's here. Okay.
Okay. So I don't do the affiliated one. I can just do the regular one for myself for now.
Yes,
Okay.
you can. Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. All right, Ralph. I know you got a bunch of questions. Let's go. You got the mic. The mic is hot.
Yeah, mic is hot. Thank you, everybody coming for my. Anyways, first question is, that business form you sent us. Stand by for that. What's the update on that?
Submitting everything.
Okay.
So it's not that it's on standby. It's you're gonna tell me when it hits.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you.
You're gonna tell me. I am not gonna know when it hits because it's a test file.
Oh, how would I know these things?
I don't know how. How does he pull a business credit report for Experian? They don't pull it through NAV anymore. V's like,
No, you have to go pay the dollar how much it costs on Experian Business.
Okay, so
okay,
you're gonna have to go pay $1 on Experian Business. Look, I'm not telling you to pay it now. I'll let you know when they send me the documentation it's been approved. So once I get that, then I'll tell everybody wait 30 days and see if it. But I think it's 60 days before we get an approval on that. So yes, Ralph, you have been uploaded. And for anybody here, so I saw a couple of people ask for it. For anybody here that has not done it yet, where is my? I gotta open up a new. I got a wrong place. Here we go. Store tab. Let's get this over here. Oh, look at that. I have the credit application up already. Haha, winning. So I'm going to give everybody 2 forms today over here. The first application is going to be the single credit application. And then I'm going to give everybody the business credit application. Now, I think everybody, I just don't know Virtual Vision. This is a new one. This person is very new here. Publish form. The business credit application. If you haven't filled out the business credit application, go fill out the business credit application. If you have an EIN number, that'll get free reporting for you. I'm going to give you a free trade line on your business for free. No need to worry about anything. And then the credit application. Since a lot of you print with me, this is not a falsity, I just got to look you up. I'm going to give you the credit application. Oh, it's Nisha on another. Yeah, I was like, what happened to this girl? She left. And the credit application is for anybody that has been printing with us or is in FICO Forge or has been a member of this community for a while. I'm going to give everybody a $600 trade line on their personal credit file. I just included both things in the Discord chat, not the Discord chat, the Zoom chat. I will not include it in the Discord chat because I'm not giving it to people who don't deserve it yet. I give it to the people who show up. And again, you remember what I said, execute, execute, execute. If you're executed on Friday, if you come and take your time out to sit here with us and spend time and ask questions and do this, you're going to get rewards. Tam's like, this is the first class I'm in. This is whatever.
Yes.
And I got this on my first class. What is this shit? This is amazing. I'm showing up every Friday.
Right. I'm ready to just not be having to clock into a 9 to 5. I swear. Like I'm on my way up.
So I'm going to tell you guys what the secret to success is. And it's very simple. Showing up. People don't realize showing up is the secret to success. I got late. I was late today, right? I was out dealing with something with my wife, and she was in urgent care, and I had to, handle family first. But I still showed up, and the funny part was when I got into the Discord, when I got into the Zoom chat, the Zoom room, I had 10 people waiting to hop in, and I was like, "What the hell?" People are knocking down the door to try to get to where they need to be to get to that better lifestyle. So showing up is a major key. And when you show up, you're going to get access to things that people you didn't think they were going to get access to. Now, here, what's the trade line? Everybody's eventually going to get that $600 trade line. Well, why am I giving it away? Because we're still testing the files. We're still running through the test. We're still going through everything. We want to make sure that it gets onto Experian. It gets everything done, and we get that over because next trade line that has to go out is the Equifax, and I got to run that to Equifax, and then Equifax, and we're going to work on TransUnion. TransUnion is 9 months out, but by 2027, we should be reporting to all 3 bureaus, plus 3 of the major business credit bureaus. I have Credit Safe. I have a meeting with Credit Safe next week. And I have a meeting with Dun & Bradstreet in 3 weeks from now. That's my focus. I want to be a data furnisher in the sense of I want to be a creditor. So when you guys come in, you buy something from me, say you buy the business package on a software, you're going to get a free trade line. I'm going to make it a value of what you pay every month. So when you pay it, I'm going to give you a crazy ass trade line because that's what you guys are doing it. Why shouldn't you be rewarded, right, for showing up and trying to build yourself up? You guys should be rewarded on every step of the way. That's what we're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yo,
so
V,
much.
V, you know how long Sharonda's been with me? Sharonda's 10 years. Sharonda's been with me since week 4 of starting the company. Almost a year and a half.
Sharonda.
Sharonda been around for a long time.
Hey, Coach V.
So at the end of the day, like we come in, we're building that sentiment to keep everybody around. I want to build a relationship with each and every single one of you. You guys see how I am with Noah. Like I recognized when Ralph wasn't showing up to the classes. I didn't see Ralph's face. Ralph came up with the lunch and learn thing. Like we haven't done a lunch and learn in a while because I've just been busy with the baby. But at the end of the day, we're gonna start going back to a lunch and learn once a week. Like just going over the software, going over things that anything that we pick up or anything that we're gonna launch new in the score machine. Anthony shows up every Friday, so every person that's in here, you want to be successful, show up. Show up to the event that you don't want. Oh my God, this one I'm talking from personal experience. Show up to the event that you don't want to go to. That is the hardest, most mentally, physically thing that will mess with your mind. Show up to the event that you don't want to go to because you never know what will happen. You will never know what will happen. You will never know who you will meet. You'll never know who you'll rub shoulders with, and you might not meet nobody. I want to say this, but you showed up. You showed up every time.
You did meet your new better self when you showed up.
You met somebody that persevered, that did something that they want to do, as out of their comfort zone. V, you said it yesterday. I love what you said yesterday. You had a hard time with public speaking, but when you were in that situation and they got you in front of the camera and things, like you got comfortable and you got confident. But you have to show up to do that. If you don't show up to do that, you're never gonna feel what it is. I don't do these webinars. These webinars are 3 hours long. Sometimes I don't even know what the hell I spoke about for 3 hours. I swear to God, I tell Micah, I'm like, because after the end of every class, Micah, our team sits down and we go over, we take the good and the bad of every class and we try to make it better for each class, right? And I go in and I'm like, what did I talk about? Sometimes I go in and I'm like, what the hell did I talk about for 3 hours? I don't know what I spoke about for 3 hours, but we do, because that's being able to hold a conversation with each and every single one of you. And the more questions that we have, the longer the conversation goes because the questions are good. I don't care about this. Is not a podcast to me. I want you to understand that. This is help. This is help that's going. This is a mastermind class. It's very different than a podcast. The people that are here are looking to better their lives. Podcast people are looking to waste time while they're driving. Right? I'm not a podcast guy. I'm a mastermind guy. I want to leave this with something that I can execute and do every time. Dre would always tell you at the end of every meeting, guys, go in the community, and every community drop 2 things that you learned. Why? I never did that before. That was Dre's thing. I like that. Why? Because now it's actually saying, what have you took away from this mastermind? What have you done with this mastermind? What have you learned this time around? What can we do? Next week we're gonna run a poll. I want to be teaching you guys the things that you're looking for. Business credit. Business credit's my thing. I'm rewriting my book. It's gonna take a while because I'm busy as all hell. I'm gonna rewrite my business credit book. I wrote that book almost 8 years ago. I'm gonna rewrite it. I'm gonna bring it up to speed. Okay. After I'm done bringing that up to speed, that's gonna be crazy. Hustles mentality. Look what's going on over there. Smart Hustles Club. That's the key. Look at Dre. Dre's on the phone working as usual. As usual, it's the thing that we do. It's the thing that we do. If we can't stress to the people that we're with, right, to work, if we're not doing the same thing, we're not showing up when we need to show up. Yeah, maybe, you know what? It comes down to the point where, yes, you have to put yourself in that mentality. And it's okay to falter. I want to say this to everybody over here. It's okay to fail. It's okay to falter. It's okay to get weak in the knees. Here's the thing that I tell everybody. This community that we've built is for people that are out there that if you get weak in the knees, that you can put your shoulder on and say, hey, help me out. I don't know what the hell's going on here, and I need help. That's where, Ralph, you were talking about the family sentiment. That's where that's the family sentiment. That's that family sentiment. Like, what's going on? Like, you said it during Christmas or whenever it was. Like, I'm going through a rough time. Talk to me, bro. What's going on? Let me see how I can help. If you don't bring your community with you, They ain't gonna. You're doing nothing. You're just a talking head. I don't want to be a talking head. I don't want to be a talking head. I don't want to be somebody that's here preaching every freaking Friday about nothing. And we're not watching you guys do anything. That war machine that I developed that war machine for one reason and one reason only. Because I realized that you guys weren't getting the results that you were getting, that you were paying for. So we came in and we hammered it hard to figure out what's going on. I took what Dre was talking about because Dre, you don't understand if you don't listen to your partner either, and you don't listen to what's going on with your partner's preaching, especially when you got a good one. You're not gonna grow. So I'm like, what's Dre doing? Let me try to incorporate this into what we're doing. Let me try to incorporate all the other stuff. Now we grow a system. I benefit. Dre benefits, but you guys benefit as well. Every single person in here benefits as well. Every single person benefits in here as well, and that's what we want. Whoever's coming off of Dre's live counts, and if anybody's here that doesn't follow Dre on TikTok, go follow Dre on TikTok. We need you to follow Dre on TikTok. Dre, drop the link for TikTok for you so they can follow you. Or Dre, I know it's Dre the Dimer, but drop that.
Also that credit application, the last one, I don't know if it's me, but I fill out everything, but it keeps saying there's an error over and over.
Where the hell is there an error? Where are you getting an error, boy?
I keep saying incomplete value when I do you agree to these terms?
Oh, give me a second. 1 second.
Was that
Did you scroll to the bottom and hit?
credit was it?
Did you scroll to the bottom and hit the checkbox?
The regular credit. I'm gonna check right now, but I did.
Hold on,
I'll check it.
Let me get rid of this. Page 3, I don't need. Okay. There we go. I got rid of page 3. I got the thank you page in page 2. You have the terms and conditions on page 2. And then on page 1, at the bottom, you got to scroll down and there's a checkbox. You got to click the checkbox, scroll down to the bottom to get it, click the checkbox and then sign.
Rome was not built in a day, brothers.
It definitely wasn't, and you're the closest to Rome right now. You're the closest to Rome right now.
Yeah.
Rome definitely wasn't built in a day, but here's the thing: with one thing that I learned in business, and I'm successful. I love being able to say this now. I'm successful. I have become successful. I've had so many failures in my life that I got so down on myself, and to deal with that mental capacity to say like, holy shit, like I woke up this morning, I'm like, well, I woke up and I was like, shit, I did it. I really did do it. Like I'm doing it every day. I'm doing it every day. And like, I thank God every time I put my feet on the ground, I'm like, damn, I don't believe it. I'm doing it. But like I told my father today, I had a conversation with my dad and I said, Dad, I look at my daughter this morning and I said, I can't fail. There is no such thing as I'm going to fail. It's now I can't fail.
Do or
And
do
that
not.
that is a huge deal, guys. Think about what I just said. Like you have to put that in your mindset. Like I can't fail. Like I'm gonna do what it takes. There was I forgot what movie it was. It was a movie with that guy. All right. What's his name? What's that actor's name?
Kevin Hart.
No, Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey. He was in a football movie and he told the principal of the college, he was like, you didn't marry your wife by sending a letter, did you? Like you went to go meet her. And they were talking about getting into the NCAA board or whatever the case may be. I think the name of the movie is called We Are Marshall. And
the AI Gold Rush is
and I watched that movie and I was like, there's certain things that I took away from that. And the key that was Like you got to show up. You got to show up to every place that you got to go. You got to be there and just do what you got to do, and then you'll be in a good position. Tammy, Esmeralda, Esmeralda and Vigil is who's this? Tanisha, I think that's her name was. Nisha. There we go. I was close. Those are Dre. Those are from your community that came in today. Esmeralda came in. They learned a lot
Yeah.
today.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. That's where I came from too.
Yeah, Dre came from the UK. They decided to join this class. You wanted to stay on your own over there. I told you merge it. You were like, nah, fuck you, bro. I'm done.
No, we had some personal stuff going on over there. They were talking about, so I was like, okay. I was let them finish off. But I'm glad that everybody who came over here, I'm glad that you guys really did learn something. I'm glad. So make sure we're almost done, but make sure you guys still go put whatever you guys learned inside the community too. So you'll see what people learn in the other one. We went over some other stuff, but again, I want you guys to still learn. Look what everybody else put that they learned, and then you guys also share what you guys learned as well. Because again, that's what the community is for. Is from learning from each other. Makes sense. So if you see somebody say, "Oh, we talked about this," you say, "Oh, damn," you ask them some questions. You post what you learned, so then they can ask you some questions. Makes sense. Now we're all learning.
Yeah.
And
I've learned a lot. I learned a lot today in this class, and I'm like, I have some health issues, so I haven't been able to get on the app until like today. But I am grateful because I'm ready to accomplish my goal this year. So that's what I really want to do. Because I have a business too, so I want to also be able to do that. But I can't apply for loans for business loans if I cannot have my credit fixed. And I want to buy a house too because I have my little ones and stuff. So I need to make sure that I can accomplish those things too. So I want to be able to grow and offer this to my adult daughter that I have here live with me because I want to be able to hire her to work for me. So, but I can't move forward until I make that big fix.
Beautiful. I think you joined the community. You joined last week or this week, right?
I think it was last week, if I'm not mistaken. I think, yeah.
Right. Okay. That's awesome. All right. If you you learned a lot on this call.
I did.
Good job. When you get inside the community, you know which ones to do. You say you haven't really got through there yet, right? You haven't looked
No,
through
I did a couple of your videos and stuff to learn certain things, but I haven't. I did today a few of them. But I will be going in today, tonight, and tomorrow too. So I'll be in it more often.
Beautiful. All right. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for showing up, and let us know if you need any help. Seriously. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Beautiful.
Every Friday we have this class, Esmeralda. You can join every Friday, single Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here every Friday. Come with questions. We got orientation on Mondays at 6:30, 6:30, something like that.
6:30 Eastern Standard. 6:30 Eastern Standard. If you're Central Standard, it's 5:30. I'm Central Standard.
Oh shit, Dre, I might not be able to do it. This week is the holiday. Monday's the holiday.
I'll do it. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Yeah, Monday's I'm done fasting, guys. I got three days left. I'm done fasting, so it'll be great. But whatchamacallit? Monday night 6:30, and we go until about 7:30, and then today it all depends on you guys. All depends. I don't stop. I don't have a time to stop. I want to let everybody know over here, especially when I'm home and in the home office. I don't gotta go I don't gotta go running home or close the store or doing any of that stuff. I'm home. So the more questions you guys ask on a Friday class, the longer we go.
Nisha, how are you? Nisha, how are you? How are you so far?
Yes, I'm good.
You learned a lot on here today?
Yes, I retained a ton of information.
Nice. So what is your next step? What do you need to do?
My next step is for me personally, I'm working on inquiries. I was actually in the process of about to call, and then I remembered the call, the Zoom meeting today, and I'm like, okay, I'll sit in the Zoom and then I'll call, after I get off the call.
Beautiful.
The meeting. So yeah,
Okay.
that's
Get
exactly
off
where
the
I
call.
am
Get
now.
off call. Get off the call now and go call. They close at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
You see in the community how all those people who joined the same day, within the same day, they're posting, I got 19 inquiries removed in the within the first 24 hours. You saw that, right?
Yes, yes, I
That,
have.
that person also got 3 collections removed in 24 hours. You saw that, right?
Okay. Yep, I sure
So it
did.
operates success, love, speed. You see
Okay.
all those people get, so go ahead. So yeah, we're about to end this up. So you can go ahead and mosey on out pretty soon. But after you do your inquiries, what else are you gonna do?
Collections. So
Beautiful.
mine it isn't extensive, but the things that are on there need to go ahead and be removed. So
Beautiful.
yep.
Did you already register for the software?
Yes. Yep.
Beautiful. Okay. So if you do need any help, this is recorded. If not, you go watch some of the older recordings. But and if
Okay.
you do need some additional help, make sure you watch those recordings, what they're there for. But if you do need some additional help, let us know, and then I'll give you that, or we will give you that extra little help so you can make sure you get that done correctly. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful.
Great. Thank you guys so much. I enjoyed
Beautiful.
the meeting today.
All right, so you make sure you got your marching orders. You're gonna go do your inquiries, but make sure you post what did you learn today in class. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful.
Will do. Thank you guys.
No problem. Esmeralda, you the same thing. You're gonna everybody post what you learned inside the community. Ali, you got anything else for them?
No, just anybody got any questions before we wrap up? I know Sharonda, not Sharonda. Yeah, Sharonda, we're gonna stay after right now, and we'll go over what you just asked me. Okay.
Ali,
Yes,
I
yes, Mr. Noah.
so literally as of like an hour ago, one of my clients hit me up and was like, "Hey, one of my collections was deleted." I was like, "Yeah, that means you got no more collections." And literally, like right as he found out that collection was deleted, a new one popped up. Like, what's the deal with that?
So if they sold the collection to another location, that happens. Or
What?
that if they actually have another collection on a different account, for a different thing. So he could have had another file go into collection. That could be, so you have a different file that goes into collection, or the file that you have goes into collection, and that's what's whatchamacallit, that's what's showing up. So they sold that account to another vendor because they know that they're not getting anywhere with him.
Okay, but it was on his credit report.
Yeah, that's fine. It's gonna be on this credit report. They're gonna put that on this credit report. So you've got to, so when we pull that again, when we do that one-on-one, okay, when we do that one-on-one, we're gonna go through everything and we'll double check everything, and we'll make sure, because it might not be the same account. It might be a different one, because they have to tell you who the original creditor is. They don't tell you who the original creditor is. It could be a brand new collection that he just got, and now it's just gonna further make the process go longer because he's getting collections and not paying his bills on the back end while you're trying to fix his credit. Okay, so we'll look at everything and we'll go through everything, because I can't tell you exactly what it is until I see it with my own eyes.
Okay.
All right, man?
Okay.
If you want to send me a screenshot, of the picture. I can look at it when I get out of class, but that's on you. All right, you do what you want. If you want to wait until we go over it, that's fine. If you want to do it, if you want to send me a screenshot, you can send me a screenshot too. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right, beautiful. Ralphie, baby, how are you?
I'm surviving. I'm thriving. Doing my thing right here.
Good, 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 good. You have any questions, my brother?
Right now I don't have any questions. If I do, I'll shoot you guys a message. Oh yeah, I do actually. Are we I know we did that 24-hour removal class. Is there a way to drop that link, or is it on your YouTube?
Right in free docs.
Oh, okay.
Right in free docs. The link is right in the free docs. All you got to do is get the script. Done.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone, start dialing, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. All right. Esmeralda, I know Dre spoke to you, but do you have any questions for me since you've been with me most of the day?
No, no. You know what? I do have a question. Do we lock our credit report after we remove anything that we want to remove, or do we don't need to do that? No. Okay.
No,
I was wondering.
don't freeze secondary bureaus. Don't lock your credit bureau. You don't need to do that. The only time that you lock your credit bureau, okay? This is the God's honest truth, is if you don't trust yourself to not open up credit card.
Okay.
Okay? Now, for the people will lock it, they say for identity theft purposes. Um I'll be straight with you. There's a very, very simple thing that I used to do, and I still do it till this day. Uh, switch your credit cards up every 6 months. Call into the credit card companies. Tell them you lost your credit card. Let them switch the credit cards up. Close them out. Yes, you're gonna have to renew your subscriptions and all that stuff for certain things, but it doesn't matter if it gets lost because if the credit card is sold on the dark web for any which way, shape, or form, that credit card's dead anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that's what I would do in that sense. I
Okay.
haven't come across in my 10 years of being in the credit repair industry of somebody having their social security stolen. I'll be straight with you. I
Mhm.
haven't had that, but I've had credit cards.
Mhm.
I've had people purchase cars, things like that, but I haven't had a social security number stolen. So what I would say is that that lock for it is to pull a credit card. So you're gonna need a specialty lock to do that. And yes, there's an app, and I think on Experian it costs like $24 for that freeze.
Mhm. Yeah.
TransUnion, there's all free ones, but it's a pain in the butt to put them on, turn them on, and turn them off. But the one that costs money, I think you just hit a button and it turns it on and turns it off.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, because I do switch my cards every so often, only because I've had my cards information stolen and
mhm.
some random stuff started popping up. So now every so often I change my cards.
So the person that told me to do that was my mentor. My mentor does it every 3 months. Get religiously. Every 3 months, he calls all three of his banks. He switches out his credit cards every 3 months, business credit cards and personal credit cards, because it doesn't hurt you. It
Yeah.
doesn't
No.
it doesn't hurt them, and it actually builds a better relationship because you have an actual there's a banking file that's built on the back of you. For people that don't know this, there's a banking file that's built on the back end. They know how many times you call in to report something is fraudulent. They built a thing, and if they find out that you're reporting that too much shit is fraudulent, that's why they close you down. Hence why a lot of people in the communities have a check systems account built in that they don't realize because they've gone too far and disputed too many things because they didn't realize. Look, I know this, and I've said this. I've watched people do it that they've had no money in their account, and they went in and they reported stuff fraudulent just so they can have a couple extra dollars to play with. And I understand what you got to do to make it by, but still, they know that that's wrong, so they're gonna catch you and they're gonna close your account down. The best thing to do is to make sure that you understand that that's not the right thing to do, and to just move your accounts over every 6 months. And here's the thing: I do my Amexes is every 6 months, without a doubt. I actually got to do my Amex next week. My Amex accounts I close every 6 months. Close them, get new accounts. I lost my keyword. I lost them in a New York City tax cab. They don't ever complain. But that's that thing. So that's what I would tell you to do.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
No problem, Mr. Noah. I will speak to you at the end of next month. So at the end of this month that's coming. I know you're gonna have no questions for me. Sharonda, I will speak to you right after class. And Esmeralda, that's it. So that's what we have left. So everybody, if you don't have any more questions, you are free to rock and roll and go. I'm gonna sit down with Sharonda because she needs some help on closing down a client or going over some stuff. I will sit down with her.
If you're on the Discord, I just created a thread with the question what things about what you learned today on the mastermind. So you guys can just go and answer under that thread. I answered already.
You know what?
Okay.
You
Thank
want to
you.
you want to know something, Mr. Micah? Maybe you should cue in Ralph over here because Ralph did want to help us build a Discord. Maybe give him a title on the Discord. The Alphinator over there. Yeah, you're the one who told me to do it. I didn't even have Discord in my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
You're the one who told me to do it. So hey, I give credit where credit is due, my friend.
Yeah, but I like to slide in and just help out the group. That's what we're here for.
I appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. So thank you. So thank you.
Definitely need people like that. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yo, you know who I haven't seen on this call in like 3 weeks? I'm gonna give him a
Who?
call when I get off the phone. Tario. I want to know where the hell that boy at.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, that's another one. Okay.
That's another one. But yes, we're good to rock and roll. You guys are
Thanks
good
for
to
the
leave.
list.
You guys are good to go.